Top of the morning to you folks. How's everybody doing today? How are we doing? See if we're live. We're live everywhere. How we doing, folks? It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airwaves of Houston, Texas. How we doing this morning? Good Saturday morning to you. How was your week? You had a beautiful week, fun week, nice, relaxing, calm week, or was it a tough week? Did you have to spend a lot of time at work doing a lot of crazy stuff and running around like meetings? And I trust me, I know how it goes. But now it's the weekend. Now it's time to kick back, relax, and enjoy the fruits of your labor, right? That's what it's time to do. So how we doing, folks? As we know, coming in to you straight from Houston, Texas, Kelley, Certified Holistic Nutritionist, right? Talk about all things type 2 diabetes, all things insulin resistance, all things you want to talk about weight loss, we can talk about that as well. All right, PCOS, gestational diabetes, like it's all related to insulin resistance. Erectile dysfunction, it's all insulin resistance related, right? Heart disease, it's pretty much every condition out there is related to insulin resistance. Why? Because insulin is that most important hormone in the body. That's what it is. It's the most important hormone in the body. So if that's the most important hormone in the body, and if it's malfunction, insulin resistance, then that's going to cause a whole domino effect. But that's what we're going to hear to talk about today, folks. Welcome in, a couple folks coming in. Do me a favor, bebop that screen, double tap that screen, share that lot, and share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with these conditions, right? Pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, borderline diabetes, anybody you know struggling with that, man, send them my way. Send them to this live. We got them. Right. Why do I talk about that? Well, I talk about that because I know what it feels like, to have these to have this condition, diabetes. I know what it feels like. Here's the thing about diabetes, though. Diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle driven condition. This condition is diabetes, insulin resistance. I mean, this condition is wrecking a lot of people's lives. I mean, a lot of people are, they're always tired. They're always, they always got sugar cravings. They, some people are losing their vision. Some people, have been amputated, lost their toe due to amputation, or lost their leg due to amputation, all due to this little thing called insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes or high blood sugar, whatever you want to call it. That's what's doing it. Right. And where does that all come from? Man, people are checking out of here, 20 years too soon. Where does all that come from? Well, it comes from one thing and one thing only. And it is mainly our lifestyle. Yeah, genetics play a role, but genetics play a very, very tiny role in these chronic health conditions, especially diabetes, type 2 diabetes. Like genetics plays a little bit of role, but it's not. The genetics will set the stage. Let me put it like this when it comes to diabetes and most of these chronic health conditions. Genetics will set the stage. They will. But it's your lifestyle that will steal the show. That's what it is. It's your lifestyle that will steal the show. So how long have you been dealing with this condition? Have you been dealing with this condition for many, many years? 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years? And what kind of damage has it done in your life? All right, what kind of things that you used to be able to eat that you can't eat anymore? All right. Can't you go out and hang out with friends and family? You can't go out and hang out with friends and family, eat whatever you want. You can't do that anymore, can you? Why? Because you got to worry about your daggone blood sugar. So that's what we're here to talk about today. We're going to figure out that's a real issue. That's a real problem. We're going to talk about how to fix that problem. That's what we're going to talk about today. So for a couple of things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about, what is diabetes? We're going to find out what that is. We're going to dive deep into it. And then we're going to jump into the solution. Like, what is the solution to defeat insulin resistance? Is it taking more medication? Is that the solution? We're going to find out. And then we're going to talk about clean eating. We spend a lot of time on clean eating. That's probably the one we spend the most amount of time on is clean eating. Right. And then we can go into whatever after that. So totally up to you. I'll leave it up to you at that point. But yeah, that's it, folks. We're going to talk about people asking about what to eat. We're going to talk about what to eat. We're going to talk about all of that, folks. So let's get into it. Who am I first? Who am I? So a few years ago, again, like I tell you before, I know a lot about this condition. Why? It's because I did have the condition. I did have diabetes. I did have heart disease. I was obese. I was the triple whammy to all of them. So I know exactly what you're experiencing. So that's exactly why I believe that I'm the right person to take you on this journey of defeating type 2 diabetes through the power of your lifestyle. Check this out. Check it out. A little bit about me. Why I think I'd be a good tour guide for you. I'd be your tour guide. Here we go. Check this out. Check this out. This was me back in the end of 2019. End of 2019, that's when I went to the doctor. And guess what? I got diagnosed as being a diabetic, having heart disease, and being obese. Right? The triple whammy. Let me show you over here as well. Diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. The triple whammy. Look at that. Right? Somebody caught me with my hand in the cookie jar. Look at that. So I know a thing or two about what it takes. Right? Before and after. I know a thing or two about what it takes. I know what you feel like. I know what you're feeling. I know how it feels to have diabetes. I know how all of that feels. All right. I know how it feels to struggle with your health. I know how all of that feels. Let me go over here. Why? Because I was there before. So there's a couple pictures. One more. I'll show you one more. And then I'll show you this last one here. Here's the last one. Look at that. I'll show you this last one here. See, what I didn't know was 2 weeks prior to taking that picture with my stomach when it was all big, 2 weeks prior to taking that picture, I didn't know that 2 weeks after I took this picture, I didn't know that I was, when I went to the doctor, I didn't know that they were going to give me the diagnosis of having heart disease and being a diabetic all at the very same time. Now, I knew that my stomach was getting out of control, but I didn't know that it was, I didn't know that it had gotten to diabetes and heart disease and all of that stuff. So when the doctor prescribed me all these medications, I decided to take my health into my own hands and said, no way, doc, I appreciate that offer. I'm going to take my health into my own hands. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do. I'm going to show you how to take your health into your own hands. Because like I said up here, you see, diabetic meds aren't the only way. Try 14 days with me. Hang out with me for 14 days. Let me be your tour guide. And I'm going to show you exactly how to get this thing done, right? Exactly the actions that you're going to have to take. So that's it, folks. That's a little bit about my story. The question is, what is your story? I want to hear your stories, right? So let's get into it. Tell me where you're from, what city you're from, what country you're from, what state you're from. Man, let's get into it. I've lost 43 pounds in 2 months. Oh, well, of truth. There you go. There you go. Appreciate you, Maureen. Share this live out. Yeah, share this. Thank you for sharing the live. Share it out with this live out with anybody you know struggling with diabetes, heart disease, all of that. What about type 1? The same thing with type 1, right? Type 1 is even though type 1 is an autoimmune condition, here's the thing about type 1. You can't get rid of type 1. But what you can do is you can make yourself so insulin sensitive that it's not even funny. You can make yourself super insulin sensitive. Meaning that that means that you use less insulin. Instead of more insulin, you're going to be using less insulin. That's the idea. That's the idea. So type 1, it doesn't matter. The point is we're going to make you more insulin sensitive. That's the point. How do you get rid of arteries without doing a bypass? By here, you see that word right there, right before you said bypass, you said doing. That's it. By doing the work. And I'm going to show you how to do the work. It's some work that you're going to have to do. You're going to have to step outside of your comfort zone. Here's the thing about that. Thank you for asking that. Thank you for asking that, because I got a couple of things I wanted to go over. Growth and comfort cannot coexist. So you ask, what do I got to do? A lot of people ask me, what do I got to do to get rid of this thing, Kelley? Well, here's the thing. You're going to have to do some work, okay? You're going to have to do a whole hell of a lot of work. The pictures that I showed you, all of that wasn't just from sitting around. That was from work. So it's what you're going to have to do. The work. What's the work? Lifestyle medicine. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep, having an active body, having a peaceful mind, having an active body, have clean eating, and effective sleep. Those are the 4 areas that you got to get right. And we're going to talk about, so that's part of the solution. That's part of the solution to defeating type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, that's the villain. So we got to come up with a plan to defeat the villain. That's what we're going to do on this live. We'll be here until 7. We'll be here until 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, folks. From Georgia, shout out to Georgia. I'm from North Carolina, New York, type 2. Okay. Is it healthy to go from a 270 to a 220 in 9 months? 270 pounds, or from your blood sugar going from 270 to 220? Either way, yes. Either way, I don't know the specifics of what you're asking. I'm thinking about pounds, or because I talk about blood sugar, so I don't know, maybe. But yeah, that sounds good though. Houston, Texas, need help. Got a lot of small wounds that never heal. Yeah, if you got a lot of small wounds that never heal, that means that's another thing. That's a sign of severe insulin resistance. And then that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about why are your wounds not healing? All right, we're going to talk about that coming up when we talk about A1C and insulin resistance. I have lost 101 pounds in the last year using Mounjaro, but no longer on all the other heart meds. Okay, great, fantastic. All right, what are you doing? Are you off the Mounjaro now? You should be off the Mounjaro, right? You're off the Mounjaro and you're back, and you let the lifestyle take over, right? So lifestyle has taken over, I'm sure. South Carolina, 51 pounds gone, and A1C from a 5.9 to a 5.3 in a year. Man, shout out to you. That's amazing. That's amazing. Amazing. Ooh, what is 14 days with me? The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, right? The blood sugar reset challenge is what the 14 days is with me. There is a lot of people who join the 14-day challenge. It is a blueprint. It is a blueprint to, like I told you, I'm going to be your tour guide. Let me be your captain for 2 weeks. You ever watch that movie with Captain Phillips? When the guy came over and took over the ship, the guys came over and took over the ship, and it says, I'm the captain now. Well, you hang out with me for 2 weeks, and you let me be your captain of the ship when it comes to the foods that you're eating. That is, your blood sugar will not look the same. So it's a challenge. It's a 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But it's only for people who are serious about change. If you're serious about change, that's what the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is all about. A couple hundred people have joined the challenge already, right? 200 people, have already joined the challenge. You just launched this thing not too long ago. So yeah, people are in it. When you're in the challenge and you're doing the work, you're going to be thriving. That's it. We're putting all the excuses to the side. There's no excuses in the challenge. You join the challenge, there are no excuses. We put those to the side because excuses are no more than a sophisticated lie. That's all an excuse is. It's a sophisticated lie. That's it. So in the 2 weeks, we put all that to the side and we map out the blueprint, and then you go. That's it. You go. You get up to cruising altitude and then you go. That's it. That's a 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. We'll talk more about the challenge throughout, though. Don't worry. Down to 8.5, A1C 6.5 in 4 weeks. Oh, wow. Amazing. In 100% range. Man, beat the sugar life. Love it. That's it. What happens on day 15? Day 15, real life comes. Real life comes. Real life comes. You got to use everything that I teach you in those 14 days. You're going to use everything then and stuff that I teach you on this live. And then you're going to take that information and then you're going to put it into action. You're going to go. That's what happens on day 15. So we're going to talk about what happens after day 15. Basically, I guess this is what this whole live is about. We're getting ready to get up on the board and talk about all things A1C, folks. So if you ever wanted to know what diabetes is, the villain, we're going to defeat the villain. You have a problem with this villain that we're going to defeat. I'm going to teach you how to defeat it right now. Where do I find out about joining the 14-day challenge? Just click the link to my bio right here. So click right up here and then click on my picture again. So you got to click twice. So click here, click on my picture again, and it'll take you right to that link. There's a link right on in my bio there. See my moderator. Maybe my moderator can show you where to get it to. But I'll show you where everything is. But it's all linked in my bio right here, and then click on my picture again. That's where you can find the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. When does the 14 days begin? The 14 days begins whenever you are well equipped. Whenever you get your stuff, whenever you get your go grocery shopping, you got to go grocery shopping. I'm going to give you a list of groceries to go get. And you go get those groceries, and then when you're ready, that's when you start your challenge. That's when your challenge begins. All right. Shout out to Penny. All right. See, Penny's in the challenge. Penny joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Right. She's in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Now, here's the thing about the challenge, folks. There's a lot of goodies on my page. That link in my bio, there's a lot of goodies. There's a quiz, there's the masterclass, right? There is the PDF. All that stuff's free. The only thing that's not free is the challenge. You gotta the challenge. The reason I gotta charge you for the challenge is because people are in it getting real results. So I can't give it to you for free. It's actually, so it's $99 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But while I'm live, there's a live discount code. It's reset20. Reset20 is the live discount code to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. And you join that thing for $79, not $99, right? But everything else is great. All right, folks, you guys got to probably drop out, but because they just gave me a violation. But anyway, come on over to YouTube. Come on, we're over on YouTube right now. Come to YouTube, I got you. So if they're kicking you out, which they are, I can see they're kicking you out right now. Come on over to YouTube, and we got you. That's what we're live right now. I tell you, we're live everywhere. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. We're live everywhere. Click the link in my bio, folks. I'll take you right there. Take you right there to there. But yeah, see, people are dropping out left and right. Come on over to YouTube, folks. Come on over to YouTube. Kelley Gilberry, boom, at YouTube, boom. Kelley Gilberry, boom, at YouTube. Don't worry about it. I know they're kicking you out. I know. I'm predisposed to my dad's side, and I'm determined not to let it happen to me. Yeah. Genetics set the stage. Come on over to YouTube, folks. What's your YouTube? At Kelley Gilberry. Just click on my name and click that link in my bio. You'll see me on YouTube. Just click that link in my bio, but it's at Kelley Gilberry. Click on my link in my TikTok thing here. There's a link. It'll take you. It'll show you where my YouTube is. Or you can just punch my name into Google. I'm easy to find. Don't worry. I got you. Come on over to YouTube, folks. Yeah, they're kicking you out. Don't worry. That's probably it. They're gonna restrict me down to 100 folks. That's it. Well, Kelley Gilberry Unbottled, I think it is on YouTube. That's what I think it is. Yep. Let's see. How we doing, folks? We're back over here we're on YouTube. Oh. All right, let's try that. All right, we'll be back, folks. We'll try TikTok again. They gave us a restriction. Don't worry. Here we go. Y'all are coming over from YouTube. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you coming over. We're gonna start this TikTok thing over again. We'll see if they let me come back on. But I got y'all, folks. Don't worry. All right, we coming back over. We're coming back. Don't worry, folks. We got you. All right, folks. We're back again. I got a lot of new rules now, I guess. You know what I'm saying? There's so many new rules that hey. But folks, that's where you find me. I'm telling you, if they lock us out of here, they try to lock us out, man. Got a lot of new rules out here. Come on over to YouTube. But anyway, back to it, man. Where did I leave off? I think I left off on an excuse. Excuses were nothing more than a sophisticated lie. That's all an excuse is, right? That's it. Sophisticated lie. Because growth, here's the thing about what we talk about, growth and comfort cannot coexist. Man, they cannot coexist. So back to what we were saying, we were talking about all things diabetes, folks. All things insulin resistance, all of that. And when I was showing you where the link was. But anyhow, we're back to it. Let's talk all things A1C. We're back. I told you we're going to find out what this thing actually means. What does it mean to have diabetes? What does that mean? What does it mean to be insulin resistant? What's all that mean? Yeah, we're back, folks. We're back. I don't know for how long. We're back though. We are back. Okay. All right, do me a favor, folks, and put the word A1C in the chat. Put the word A1C in the chat if you want to know what an A1C is. Because a lot of people, they really don't understand what it means, what diabetes actually is. I told you we're going to get down to the root cause of what this thing actually is. We're going to get down to the root cause of what this thing actually is. Throw the word A1C in the chat for me, folks. What options do you have for people with type 1 and need insulin? Here's the option that we got for you right here. Here's the option that we got for you. The option is whether it's type 1 or whether it's type 2 diabetes. The option is going to be this. You're going to have to do the work. You're going to have to do the work either way. You're going to have to change your lifestyle because you want to make yourself as insulin sensitive as possible. So you want to make yourself so insulin sensitive. We're talking about type 1 and type 2. You want to make yourself so insulin sensitive that you don't even need as much insulin as you once normally did. All right. And that all starts with your diet and lifestyle. Your diet, lifestyle, your stress management, and your activity levels, your eating, and your sleeping. All of those 4 areas. Alcohol, the 5th area as well. I mean, it's a lot of areas. But that's what we're going to cover today. First, we're going to talk about who's the villain that you're facing? Who is this villain? Like I got on this shirt right here, like this guy is the villain. Like this guy is the villain. This guy's the villain, right? Look, it's the villain if you're on YouTube. The villain. That's what insulin resistance is in your life. It's the villain. You are the hero. You're the hero who's going to overcome the villain. You know how in the movies they overcome the hero overcomes the villain? Well, that's what you're going to do. You're going to overcome this villain. I'm going to show you how to do that. Let's talk about the villain first. Who is the villain? The villain is this little thing called insulin resistance. So let's find out what it means to be insulin resistant. All right, folks, who's ever put in the chat? We like to play along. Who's ever gone to the doctor and they've checked your hemoglobin A1C, or they just checked your hemoglobin, or even if you've ever gone to the doctor and they say, listen, you're anemic, right? Who's ever gone to the doctor and got that diagnosis? Put a me in the chat. If you've ever gone to the doctor and you've got that diagnosis, they say, listen, you're anemic, you've got your iron is low, all of that. Put a me in the chat. Let's see. Yeah. Only, oh, okay. I have, yeah, me, yeah, quite a few, yeah. Yeah, okay. Quite a few. Okay, got it. Quite a few folks. Who else? Whoa, all right. Not as many people normally, but here's what it means. It's why you're always tired. They come in and they say, hey, your hemoglobin, hemo means iron and oxygen, rich blood. Oxygen rich blood literally has to flow through every cell of your body. The word globin means protein. So iron and oxygen rich blood has to literally flow through every cell of your body, right? So with that being said, this stuff is very, very, very important. It's your oxygen, basically, your oxygen rich blood. It's so important that, check it out. It's so important that if you don't have enough, they'll actually give you a blood transfusion. If your hemoglobin gets so low, they'll actually give you a blood transfusion. That's how important the stuff is. So that's what the hemoglobin is. It's iron and oxygen, rich blood, right? Coursing through every cell of your body. Very, very, very important stuff. So important that if you don't have enough, they'll give you a blood transfusion. That's how important it is. The word A1C is how much sugar is stuck to the hemoglobin. How much sugar has been stuck to the hemoglobin over the past 3 months. Why specifically 3 months? It's because that's how long the red blood cells live. That's how long they live. They live 3 months before they turn over and you get brand new blood cells. So that's why they check it every 3 months to see how much sugar was stuck to your hemoglobin over that time. It's a percentage. And that's what the number means. Sugar, very, very nasty stuff. You ever get some sugar on your hand? Or some sugar and your hands are wet, or you ever spill like a soda on your arm or your hand, and your hands get all sticky? You know that feeling that you get? Well, that same feeling, it's what's happening to your cells. The cells in the inside of your body, they're feeling the exact same thing that you're feeling when you feel it on your fingers. Isn't that's not a good feeling, is it? Okay. Yeah, that's not a good feeling. All right, let's up the ante a little bit. Let's find out what the heck that is. I said that A1C is a percentage, and the number goes anywhere between 4 and 30. Now, it can go lower than 4, or it can go higher than 4 in some cases. Lower than 4, higher than 4. I mean, lower than 4, more than 30 in some cases. It just depends. All depends. But here's the thing. Who can tell me what happens when you go to the doctor and your A1C is a 5.7 to a 6.4? 5.7 to a 6.4, your A1C. Who can tell me what that means? Let's see. Who can tell me what that means? Oh, yeah, there it is. Pre-diabetes. Pre-diabetes, yeah. Pre-diabetes, yeah. My A1C is 11.5. Help me. I got you. We're understanding the villain right now. First part is you have a problem. Who's the problem? The villain. We're talking about the villain right now. We're going to talk about the villain. And then I'm going to teach you how to defeat the villain. That's next. So stick around. Yeah, pre-diabetes. Woo, mine is a 15. Ooh, what if my A1C is a 5.4? Then that's the ideal range. You're right at the ideal range. We're going to talk about all the numbers here. Watch. We're going to break all the way down. So yeah, that's it, folks. You got it. Pre-diabetes. Pre-diabetes. But what the heck does that mean, though? But like in actual reality, like what does that actually mean to be a pre-diabetic? Okay, let's find out what it actually means. Because like I told you before, we got to find out who the villain is. And who can tell me what the most important hormone is in the body? Can you tell me what the most important hormone is in the body? Throw it in the chat. If you can tell me if you know what the most important hormone is in your body. There's a lot of important hormones in the body, but which one is the most important hormone, folks? Who can tell me? Who can tell me? Any guesses? Any guesses? Any guesses on what the most important? Ooh, ghrelin. Ooh, vitamin D. Ooh, important ones. Ooh, insulin. Vitamin D, yeah. People think it's a vitamin, but it's not actually a vitamin. It's actually a hormone. It's because it's that important. Yeah. Ooh, insulin. These are, and somebody said insulin. Yeah, insulin again. Yeah, insulin. Yeah, these are very, very, very important hormones, folks. Magnesium. That's not a hormone, but yeah, it's good. Good guess. Cortisol, all right. Thyroid hormones, all right. Right. Cortisol. Okay, there it is. Prediabetes, folks. Insulin is the most important hormone in the body. Why is it the most important? How do I know it's the most important hormone in the body? There's a lot of important hormones, but how do I know this one's the most important? Because check it out. As the people here are asking about type 1 diabetes. What about type 1 diabetes? Type 1 diabetes is, here's how important, or here's how serious it means to be a type 1 diabetic. This is a very, very serious condition because insulin is the most important hormone in the body. And if you don't have enough, if your body's not producing the most important hormone in the body, then you will not survive. That's how important the hormone is. That is why it's called insulin dependent. Insulin dependent because you have to use insulin for the rest of your life because your body no longer produces it due to an autoimmune condition. That's type 1 diabetes. Now, type 2 diabetes is the opposite of that. It's too much insulin. Too much insulin is coursing through your body. Too much insulin is coursing, through your veins. You got enough to go around. So those are the differences between the two. Type 1, if you don't have insulin, you won't survive. Type 2, you've got too much insulin, but your body is not listening to the signal. Your body is like, yo, you've come around here too much insulin that we've basically gotten to the point where we're not listening to you. We're resisting you. That's what it means to be insulin resistant. We're resisting you. What are you resisting me from doing? Well, you're resisting me from getting the energy that I need into the cells. The cells are now, with all this resistance, now insulin can't do its job. And what's the job of insulin? Well, the job of insulin is to take the energy from the food that you just ate and put it into your muscles, right? To put it into your muscles so you can do stuff like move around. So you can do stuff like they're doing on this shirt, like, damn. You know what I'm saying? So that's all due to insulin. It's how you're able to move. It's how you're able to do anything. So you're telling me that this is the most important hormone in the body, and you're telling me that I'm becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body? Folks, I don't know about you, but I think that that's a real big problem. Insulin resistance is a real problem. This is a serious villain that we're going up against. Michael Myers type of stuff. You know what I mean? This is a serious villain that we're going up against. And the question is, how are we going to defeat the villain? Man, stick around for the movie. It's going to be a good movie. All right, we're going to be here for another 3 hours or so. So it's a good movie. Hang out for the movie. And we're going to tell you how to defeat this villain. So this is it, right? Who is the villain? We're finding out about the villain. So prediabetes means that you have insulin resistance. It just means that it hasn't gotten bad yet. That's what it means. It means you have insulin resistance. It means it just hasn't gotten bad yet. That's all it means. Shout out to you folks, man. Do me a favor and bebop that screen when you're coming in, man. Bebop the screen. Double tap that screen. Put in where you're from, what city you're from, what country you're from, what state you're from, man. Shout out to you for coming in. My name's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist. I talk about all things type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, PCOS, gestational diabetes, anything related to insulin resistance. And high blood sugar, I got you. All right, that's what we talk about. Weight loss, we talk about that too. You want to talk about weight loss? Sure, we talk about weight loss too. Whatever you want to do. But we keep it very, very practical and very, very actionable on this channel right here. So appreciate you joining us. But back to it. Prediabetes means that you are sick already. It just means that you haven't gotten super sick yet. That's what it means. It means the villain hasn't taken all the way over yet. Okay, so that's what it means to be a pre-diabetic. It means that it's there, it just hasn't gotten real bad yet. That's all it means. Insulin resistance. Who knows what happens? Let's up the ante. Who knows what happens when you go to the doctor and your hemoglobin A1C test comes back between a 6.5 and a 5.4. I'm sorry, 6.5 or higher. 6.5 or higher. Who can tell me what that means when you go to the doctor and your test, your hemoglobin A1C test comes back between a 6.5 and higher? Who can tell me what that means? Yeah, okay, let's see. Yeah, diabetic, yep, diabetes, type 2 diabetes. They put you on metformin. You're either type 1 or you're becoming, they're coming in fast. Glucose is too high. I'm 1. Put you, hey, here come the pills. There it is. There it is. There come the pills. That's the same thing that happened to me. Same thing that happened to me when came the pills. Look, check it out. Same thing happened to me. Came the pills. Watch. We talking about defeating this villain. Look. 2 weeks before I took this picture. 2 weeks after, sorry. 2 weeks after I took this picture, boom. That stuff that everybody's saying that would happen when you get to 6.5, that's exactly what happened to me 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after I took this picture, right? 2 weeks after I took this picture, that's what happened to me. The doctor said, here you go, metformin, and here you go. Lipitor, here you go. For your heart, here you go. So diabetes, heart disease, and obesity, all at the very same doctor's visit. So folks, when I tell you, I know what it means. When I tell you I'm your perfect tour guide for this adventure, this movie that we're going on, this story that you're in, the story of your life, it's called, diabetes. Because I know what it feels like to have diabetes. I know what it feels like to have heart disease, right? But I've already defeated the villain. I defeated that villain. Now I'm on the other side. The villain is gone. He's not in my life anymore. Type 2 diabetes. It's not in my insulin resistance. It's not in heart disease. It's not in my life anymore. Because I understood what the villain was. Now that I understand what it was, here it is. Here's what the villain is. I'm going to break it all the way down. Insulin resistance is this. Insulin is what it means to have diabetes. Insulin resistance is this. Say, insulin, the most important hormone in your body. Basically, it's malfunctioned. It cannot do its job. So if it cannot do its job, the higher the number is, so we start going into the 7s, the 8s, the 9s, the 10s, 11, 12s, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Your A1C goes that high. What that means is you become so resistant to the most important hormone in the body. As a domino effect, what happened is this A1C or your blood sugar has now increased. The percentage of blood sugar over the past 3 months that has been stuck to your hemoglobin. Remember what we said hemoglobin was? It is literally your oxygen. Literally. So it's oxygen-rich blood going through every cell of your body. And if you don't have enough oxygen-rich blood going through every cell of your body, you will not survive. That's it for you. It's game over. So I'm saying all that to say, here's what the villain really is. I want you to understand how serious of a villain this is we're fighting. Then I'm going to tell you how to beat the villain. That's the next part of the movie. It means, in simple terms, that the higher the number is, the 7s, the 8s, the 9s, the 10s, the 11s, the more sugar, the more percentage of sugar that is literally choking the life out of you. That's literally what it's doing. It's why people leave. It's why when your numbers stay so high for so long, your A1C stays high for years. It's why people end up passing away way too many, 15, 20 years too soon. It's why they lose their toe. It's why they lose their eyesight. It's because all of that sugar is literally choking the life out of that particular cell or particular region, because enough oxygen-rich blood can't get to it. Why can't it get to it? Because there's too much sugar that's choked it out, and it didn't get enough oxygen, basically, and it died out. That's why you get your toe amputated. That's why you lose your vision. That's why, like my sister passed away at the age of 55 years old, 20 years, 30 years too soon, because of this little thing called insulin resistance, folks. That's it. So, folks, it'll choke the life out of you. So you're going to have to do some work. We're going to have to change this. Now that we know what this is, we're going to have to change something. Because for things to change, you're going to have to change. That's it. For things to change, you're going to have to change. If you've had plans on the future of hanging out with your friends and family, family events, all going down, walking your kid down the aisle, graduations and all that stuff. If you have plans on that, doing that, the very first thing that you're going to have to do right now today is to put a plan together to start to defeat this villain, to defeat the villain. And I'm going to give you the plan right now. But I just want to make sure that you understand what this is. The higher the number is, check it out. Ideally, you want it right here. 4.9, 5.3. That's where you want it ideally. That's where you want it. So, folks, what I'm saying is this. We got to get this number under control. Now, but right now. Stop everything. Like the alarms should be going off. The bells and whistles should be going off. And you want to bring yourself back to life. You want to restore all of this stuff. It starts right here. And it starts with your diet and your lifestyle. That's what we're going to talk about next. Your diet and your lifestyle. And what it takes to actually defeat this villain. So if this is making sense to y'all folks, or if this is not making sense to y'all folks, let me know. But if it's making sense, put a health yes in the chat. Put health yes in the chat. Health yes. Put it in the chat if you understand what it means, what this number now actually really means, and now you're going to take it seriously because you got a responsibility. You got a responsibility to be here for your kids, right? We talked about walking your kid down the aisle and being here for your grandkids. Don't you got the responsibility? You got a responsibility, don't you? You know what the word responsibility means? Let's break it down. It is your ability to respond. Your ability to respond. I'm going to teach you how to respond right now, folks. So let's see. We're putting questions. Let's see. To be here for me. Yeah, to be here for me. That's it. Y'all, that's it. How can I get it down? That's what we're talking about right now. That's the next part of the movie. This is a movie, folks. That's why we're here until 11 today. Three more hours. It's going to be a long movie. But by the end of this movie, you're going to be like, yeah, I'm glad I stayed for the movie. Teach you how to defeat this thing. Folks, check it out. If you want to learn your diabetes management style, how you've been managing this condition, you can click that. You can click the link in my bio and register it to go take the quiz. Go take the quiz. There's a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. 2 minutes, right? Here it is. Click right up here. Click on my picture again. Love Friday. Click on my picture again. I should have worn this shirt yesterday, right? It would only make sense. Here we go. And you're going to come to this. Oh, wrong one. Over here as well. Click the link in my bio, and here it is. Look. Here's where the quiz is. Thank you for the daily heartening. Right here. This link, folks, is like Disney World for diabetics. So if you're a diabetic, I'm telling you, this is the place that you want to be. Click that link. Right? Take the quiz. There's a 2-minute quiz that you can take. This quiz is going to tell you your diabetes management style and tell you how you have been managing this condition. Have you been doing a great job? Or have you been doing a not so much of a great job? There's only 2 choices, right? So that is what the quiz is all about. It's about growth versus comfort. That's what the quiz is all about. 2-minute quiz. Take that quiz to understand and learn your diabetes management style. The master class right now, what we're getting ready to talk about now. Now that we understand what the villain is, Now we're going to understand the work that we're going to have to do to defeat this villain. That's next. The 14, that's next. And then that's the master class. And then the quiz, master class, 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for my real action takers. For my people who would say, you know what, I'm about that life. I'm about that life, Kelley. I've gotten to the point where I just don't desire change. I'm at that point, Kelley, where I'm ready to take this thing seriously again. Well, if you're at that point, if you're ready to take control of your blood sugar, if that's you, join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What are we doing in 14 days? We're doing a whole lot. It's a blueprint. Same blueprint that I use to go from being overweight, being obese, and having diabetes and heart disease and all that stuff. Same blueprint that I use, the same blueprint you're going to use in this 14-day challenge, right? We're eating real food. So that's what the challenge is all about. It's all about food, all about the nutrition. So I'm a nutritionist by trade, and I'm also a guy who knows a thing or two about diabetes and heart disease and obesity. Why? Because I was all three of those. Okay, I got diagnosed with all three of those at the very same doctor's visit. So that's how I know a thing or two about that. So yeah, that's it, folks. That's it. The quiz, the master class, that link is like Disney World for a diabetic. Join the quiz, take the master class. I'm going to say it again. You got to do something. Go book a free call. Go do something. The point is, now that you know what your numbers is, you got to go do something about it. All right. That's it. Any questions so far? When will you start? Do you start the challenge whenever you start the challenge whenever you're ready. Whenever you finish going grocery shopping, that's when you start the challenge. All right? That's when you start the challenge. Whenever you go grocery shopping, that's it. That's when the challenge starts. Yeah, the discount code. If you want to join, listen, folks, it's a couple of things on my page. There's a quiz, the master class, that's all free. The challenge, the PDF, that's all free. Everything, that's all community service stuff. The only thing that's all free. The 45-minute master class, absolutely free. I'm gonna break that down for you. But the challenge is the only thing that I got to charge you for. That's it. Join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge because it's serious people. It's because it's serious business in the challenge. Like, we're not playing around. So we want you to take it seriously. So to protect you, basically, we got to charge you for that one. But the quiz, the master class, everything is free. The challenge is $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you use the live discount code reset20, use the live discount code reset20. You're joining the 14-day challenge for $79. It's normally $99, but use that reset20. You're joining the challenge for $79. But that's it, folks. Let's talk about how to fix this thing now. Now that we know what it is, now we need to know, what is it that I have to do? It's work. There's some work that you're going to have to do. What kind of work? It's called lifestyle medicine. It's the most often neglected form of healing, but it's the most powerful form of healing. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to do this. This is what I'm about to go over. It's in the master class. It's in the master class, which is in my bio. It's absolutely free, folks. Go register for the master class. The only thing that you got to pay is attention in the master class. Now, next part of the movie. We know who the villain, we know who you are. You're suffering from diabetes, okay? You're suffering from diabetes and insulin resistance. Then we had to find out who the villain was. We found out who the villain was, right? The villain is insulin resistance. So, okay, now, then you found out who I was. I'm the hero that comes in. I mean, I'm not the hero, sorry. I'm the guy. I'm the guide. You're the hero. I'm the guide. I'm going to guide you how to maintain your pace. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating. This is what you're going to have to do. If you've ever had plans and intentions of ever defeating diabetes, defeating this villain, this is the work that we're going to have to do. You know how in the movie, when he starts going in, the hero of the movie has to go through a certain training? This is your training right now. We're going to go peaceful mind. The P stands for peaceful mind. Now check this out. This prescription, this is your new meds. Here's the thing. I can't prescribe you this. Your doctor can't prescribe you this. The only person that can prescribe you this medication, folks, you want to know the only person that can prescribe you this medication is you. You're the only person that can prescribe yourself this medication. Why? It's because it's the medication of life. I believe it should be this. Always lifestyle first, medication second. If we cannot fix it with the diet and the lifestyle first, then we can talk about the medication. But we got to try the diet and lifestyle first, don't we? Right? Same thing I did. I'm going to show you how to do it with your lifestyle. Check it out. It's a formula to it. Peaceful mind. Ooh, the P, cortisol. It's not the most important hormone in the body, but it's damn sure very, very, very important. Remember we talked about hormones earlier? Which one is the most important one? Well, the most important one is insulin, but a good runner-up is cortisol. Okay, that's a good runner-up. Here's what happens when you got too much cortisol, when you're stressed all of the time. If you don't have a peaceful mind, here's what happens: is your body starts a domino effect. In this sense, the sense that when you get scared or when you get into a fight or when you get like in panic mode, your body goes into fight or flight mode and it activates your sympathetic nervous system. And you're like, yeah, let's get ready to fight. Like when this guy's coming, Michael Myers is chasing you. When he's chasing you, you're like, damn, you run that right there. When they're saying that's adrenaline. Okay, the adrenaline takes over. Cortisol gets released. And when you're scared or when you get ready to get into a fight or something, and when that gets released, now your body releases stored blood sugar because it thinks that you're in a fight. Like, let's fight. Let's get the energy. Let's get the energy to fight off the bad guy. See the bad guy. Let's get the energy to fight off the bad guy. That's why you need. That's what you need. That's and it gives you that blood sugar. So where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. Where blood sugar goes, listen now. Where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. Folks, this is the work that you're going to have to do. Number one, managing our stress. Who's getting on your nerves? Are your parents getting on your nerves? Your mother-in-law getting on your nerves? Is the traffic getting on your nerves? Is all the bill collectors getting on your nerves? Like, who's getting on your nerves? It's what it feels like. When someone's on your nerves all the time, it feels like, so when that happens, when you're chronically stressed, here's what happens. Your body says, constantly release blood sugar, constantly release adrenaline, cortisol, constantly release blood sugar. And as an event, now you got all of this blood sugar, and now the insulin's got to come out to try to bring it down. That's the insulin's job is to come out and bring the blood sugar back down. Stress, folks. I used to think that it was a game. I used to think that it was a joke when people would tell me like, oh yeah, the reason that I can't lose weight is because I'm stressed. That's the reason that I can't lose weight. I'm like, man, that's not the reason that's not the reason. But lo and behold, stress is actually serious business. Cortisol is a serious business. So you gotta get that cortisol under control. That's stress. Here's what I recommend. Here's what I recommend about stress. You can't control what's going on the outside. You can't control any of that. I referee high school basketball, so I know a thing or two about having a peaceful mind. Because when the crowd is going crazy, I know that I can't control the crowd. I can only control my own thoughts, my own actions, and my own reactions. I can't control the crowd when they say, "Ref, you suck." Like it's a big arena full of basketball. Like basketball season is getting ready to start here in another month or two. We're training right now. They're out there. The fans are, "Ref, you suck." Oh no! Oh. It's like I had one game last year that if I would have made that call at the end of the game, I promise you I would not have made it out of that arena. It would have been like this. But I say all that to say is I can't control the crowd. I know that. So as a result of me not being able to control the crowd, I'm just going to do my job. I'm going to stay focused and do my job. But the other refs that I work with, they obviously don't have a peaceful mind, because when the crowd starts going crazy, like they get shook. They like, man, did you see that lady over there say this? Or did you hear that guy over there run on the court and all that stuff? I'm like, nah, I really didn't. Because I'm paying attention to the game. Like, that's why they have the police at the game. Like, they have the police at the game for a reason. Like, I got no control over that. Like, let the police do their job. You know what I'm saying? I got a peaceful mind, but they're shook up by the crowd. So anyway, folks, here's what I recommend. The 3 M's. Meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. That's it. Meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. Those are the 3 M's, folks. These are the things that you're going to have to prescribe to yourself now, because we got to put the excuses to the side. We've been avoiding this for many, many years. Doing the work, this is the work. We're going to have to put the excuses to the side and say, I got to find time to have a peaceful mind. I got to find some me time. That's me time. I got to have some, you know what I mean? Give me my me time. You got to have your me time, folks. It's very, 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 very important. All right? The A. My pen is failing me. The A. Active body. That's the A. Active body. This one, the most very neglected one. Okay. People are always asking me, they're like, yo, Kelley, can I be allergic to activity? Is it possible, Kelley, to be allergic to activity? Right? And I look back and allergic to exercise, but I didn't say activity, they say exercise. Thank you. Is it possible to be allergic to exercise, Kelley? And I tell them, no, it's not possible to be allergic to exercise. Come on. No, because it's been part of our prescription. Again, this is the prescription that you're going to have to write to yourself if you ever want to get off if you ever want to regain your health free of diabetes medication. If you ever want to free yourself of that, if you ever want to get to the part where you're like, listen, I can see my future because I regained my vision. You get to that point where change isn't just desire, it's downright necessary. Man, this is the work that we're going to have to do right here. Having an active body. Why is it important to have an active body? It's important to have an active body is because your muscles are hungry. I didn't say be a world-class athlete. I didn't say go out and be an Olympic track star or a bodybuilder. I'm saying go out and be active. And when you go out and be active, at least 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement, man, your muscles love that. Why do they love it? It's because muscles are hungry. And what are they hungry for? They're hungry for the thing that you've got the most of. If you have insulin resistance and high blood sugar, either one, your muscles are hungry for the thing that you have the most of. It's like a match made in heaven. Like if you ever make a match made in heaven, it will be your muscles and blood sugar. Woo-hoo-hoo. You're talking about a match made in heaven right there. Muscles and blood sugar, right? Let me get some water. Hold on. Muscles and blood sugar. Why are they a match made in heaven? Here's why. Because muscles are hungry. Whenever you move in your body, whenever you're doing all and you move in your body, all of the glucose. This is why they tell you to go move your body, go for a walk after you finish eating. Like the second your fork hits the plate, you go for a walk. This is the reason that they tell you that. Reason they tell you this is because, check it out. They know that muscles are hungry. From the food that you just ate, the glucose or the blood sugar immediately gets uptaken into the muscles. the glucose, the blood sugar, the food that you just ate, it immediately gets uptaken by the muscles when you move them. So when you eat your food, boom, you just finish eating it for the day, like, oh, okay, I'm full. All right. You put the plate down, you take your breath, okay. And then you go out, you get your dog, like, all right, doggy, let's go, doggy. And you get your doggy, and you and your doggy go for a walk. That's why they tell you to do that, is because muscles are hungry for the same stuff that you have too much of, blood sugar. Here's what happens. When you go walk immediately, your muscles will soak it up immediately. Therefore, the insulin from the pancreas, you don't even have to use insulin. You don't even have to get permission. You always have to get permission from insulin to open the door to the cell. Like, hey, insulin, open the door to the cells. So the cell opens and then the energy comes in. That's how it works. But when you move in your body, you don't need to get permission. You don't need to get permission from insulin at that point. You can just bypass insulin altogether. It's just like, yo, bloop, right into the muscles, because we need it now. Uptake it now. So folks, that is why it is very, very important for you to move your body. Moderate, intensive movement. The more you move, the better. The more the muscles are going to soak up that excess blood sugar. Every time you move your body, just think of your muscles are soaking it up. Think of your muscles like a sponge that never fill up. Like, they'll never fill up. These muscles, as long as you're moving them, they'll never fill up. They'll always be hungry. The more you move them, like, move them. We're hungry. You know what I'm saying? We are hungry. So that's it, active body. What does it mean? 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. It simply means this. If you're on a treadmill, it means that you can talk, but you can't sing. It means you can talk, but you can't sing if you're on a treadmill, folks. If you're on a treadmill and you can sing, like some famous country stars, like some famous R&B singer, like someone who might sing the national anthem, if you're on the treadmill and you can sing like that, yeah. That means you definitely are not maintaining your pace. That means that, like, yo, your prescription needs to get a little bit stronger in this area. You need to rewrite your prescription. Like I told you before, I can't prescribe you this. Your doctor can't prescribe you this. This is the only medication that you can prescribe to yourself. This is not even over-the-counter medication. This is your medication. Now, it's not, you don't even got to go anywhere. It's your medication. Only you can prescribe it. Now, how much you prescribe it, how well you prescribe it, is totally up to you. Well, people are like, well, how quickly can I get rid of? How quickly can I bring my A1C down? We're talking about bringing your A1C down right now. How do you bring your A1C down? That's what we're talking about, folks. If you're just joining us in the story, my name is Kelley, your Certified Holistic Nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Been here 11 years now. I talk about all things insulin resistance, diabetes, weight loss, whatever you want to talk about. It relates to blood sugar. We got you. So that's what we talk about here. So right now we're breaking down how to naturally lower your A1C. And it's not a quick fix. People think, well, is it a quick fix? How do I do it quickly, Kelley? You can do it quickly as long as you show up and do the work and then do it again tomorrow. You can do it quickly. But you got to maintain it. That's why I say maintain your pace. First part of the formula, peaceful mind. You got to have a peaceful mind. You got to have an active body. This is the prescription that only you can write for yourself if you ever wanted to get rid of this condition. All right. We did the P and the A. Now it's the C. The C stands for clean eating. Woo, now I'm going to fly through this one, right? I'm going to fly through this one, but check it out. Remember where I said, folks, that take the quiz, register for the master class. Remember that the master class is what I'm going over right now. And in this master class, I'm going to give you tactics in each of these areas. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating. That's why I'm just going to fly through this one, but we're going to talk about a lot about clean eating next. So the next thing is, what the heck's clean eating? Most controversial topic that there is. Clean eating? Man, you talk about somebody what somebody eats, man, the people will bite your head off. You tell them what they can and cannot eat, people will bite your head off. Why? Because nutrition and food and culture and the food that you were brought up onto you and is so important to you. It's a part of your culture. It's part of your petri dish. Just think of you like when you were born, you were in like a little petri dish. And you just, everything around you in your atmosphere just shaped you into the person who you became. That's it. So when it comes to people's eating, very, very controversial topic. Politics, religion, nutrition. Very controversial topics, folks. Super controversial. But let's just keep it simple. Super, super simple. Here's my version of it. Eat whole, unprocessed foods as much as you possibly can. Whole, unprocessed foods is real, whole, unprocessed food. Something that came from a bush. Something that was grown out of the ground. Something that once had dirt on it. Something that leaner sources of protein. Like chicken and turkey and lamb and whichever ones they eat. Like I said, I don't tell people what to eat anymore. I don't do that. Okay. But you want to make sure it's the leaner sources. We're talking, tofu and tempeh. You can throw those in there as well for my plant-based folks. That's clean eating. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, aka beans. Like I said, leaner sources of protein, fish, chicken, turkey, tempeh, tofu, eggs, whatever you eat. Just make sure it's not the processed stuff. Just make sure it's not the processed meats like bacon and salami and pepperonis. We don't want bacon and salami and pepperonis. Those are called processed meats, folks. Those are called group 1 carcinogens. So you don't want those, okay? You don't want those. You want to stay away from the hot dogs. So clean, whole, unprocessed foods as much as you possibly can, folks. We're going to talk more about clean eating coming up, so I'm going to fly through this one. But the next one, I'm going to fly through this one for right now because we're going to talk the next hour, everything about clean eating. So don't worry, I got you. All right, the E. This is the work you're going to have to do, folks. The C is very, very hard for people to change. It's very, very hard, but it's what you're going to have to do. It's the work that you're going to have to do. If you ever want to see the other side of this thing, of your blood sugar, the reset, you ever want to make it to that reset, past the reset where you reset everything and you just start from the beginning, you're going to have to do this work right here. And the last one, the last piece of the puzzle, folks, is effective sleep. Effective sleep, folks. That's it. You're like, what the hell does sleep have to do with it, Kelley? What does sleep have to do with it, Kelley? Well, it has a whole hell of a lot to do with it. Why? It's because that is when your body recovers. That's when your body recovers. That's when it's all of the blood, basically, when you sleep at night, most of the blood goes to your brain. Most of it goes to your brain so your brain can restore itself. That's where most of it goes. So it can restore itself. But so basically, so you wake up the next day feeling refreshed, like, woo, I feel good. You know how you wake up the next day, you feel good, like, woo, woo, woo. Or you wake up the next day feeling like, oh, I'm feeling real sluggish, like, I'm feeling nasty. Based on how you slept, based on how you recovered, that's going to tell you a whole lot of stuff. If you do not get 6 to 9 hours of effective sleep, this is going to tremendously affect your blood sugar. Like tremendously affect your blood sugar. How tremendously? Very tremendously. For instance, let's just say this is the formula, right? Let's just say you've got the A and the C right. You're active, you're moving your body 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. That's part of your prescription. Clean eating, which we're going to talk more about next. You did a lot of clean eating. You do a lot of clean eating. But here's the thing, though. You're not getting good sleep. You're not getting good sleep. Here's what happens. The lack of sleep is a stressor. So watch this. The lack of sleep is a stressor. So because your body hasn't had a chance to recover and reboot itself. Your brain hasn't had a chance to fully restore itself. So it's why you wake up feeling all day, like wake up feeling snappy, like you wake up snapping at your kids, you snapping at somebody, you're stressed, it causes you stress. So when you don't get enough effective sleep, that in turn is going to mess with your peaceful mind. And remember what we said about having a peaceful mind? What happens when you get stressed out, when you get into that fight or flight mode? When you get into fight or flight mode, what happens then? Oh yeah. The blood sugar gets released, doesn't it? The adrenaline kicks in, the cortisol kicks in, the blood sugar kicks in, the insulin kicks in, because where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. Where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. That's it. That's it, folks. Effective sleep. Go get it. Especially if you work the night shift. If you work the night shift, I'm telling you, you got it. You got to be so diligent about your sleep. About your sleep schedule, your sleep schedule better be so dialed in and it's not even funny. Like, woo, my sleep schedule is dialed in. Beam, 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 beam. Yeah, my sleep schedule is dialed in. Beam, 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 beam. Yeah. That's how we're diligent, because we're already going against nature. If you're working a night shift, you're already going against nature, because human beings are supposed to be awake during the day and they're supposed to sleep at night. That's how human beings are designed. It's called a circadian rhythm. All species have a circadian rhythm. Bats are like different. They wake up, Count Dracula, he wakes up at nighttime. Like, he comes out at nighttime. That's what they go against nature. I mean, that's nature for them. But for human beings, we're supposed to be up during the day and sleep at night. That's it, folks. That's it. This is the work you're going to have to do. Now, if you want to really dive into this formula, you really want to dive into this formula more, and you want more on this formula, here's what you can do. Register for the masterclass. It is a free masterclass. It's 45 minutes. The only thing that you got to pay is attention. That's all you got to pay. I'm going to show you how to get to the masterclass. Watch this. Give me 1 second. Watch this. Show you how to get to this masterclass, where I give you tactics in each of these areas. Peaceful mind. You want more on peaceful mind? Okay, great. Watch the masterclass. You want more on active body? Okay, great. Watch the masterclass. You want more on clean eating? Register for this masterclass. You want more on effective sleep? Man, register for this masterclass. I'm giving you tactics in each of these areas. We're going to talk about sleep hygiene. Click right up here. Click on my picture again. Here's how you get to here's where you get to all the goodies. Right here, look, boom. Click right there, click that link. That's the link in my bio, folks. Link in my bio right there. Right there, look, there we go. The quiz, the masterclass, right here, look, here's the masterclass. It's called How to Unlock Your Diabetes Freedom. How to Unlock Your Diabetes Freedom. Why is it called that? Why is the masterclass called that? How to Unlock Your Diabetes Freedom? It's because insulin is locking the door to your freedom. Insulin has the keys to the freedom. So what do we got to do? We got to figure out how to unlock this doggone door. So that's what we do in the masterclass. And then finally, for the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. This is for my serious action takers. This is for the people who are like, listen, Kelley, I've gotten to the point where change isn't just desire, bro. Like, listen, I don't just desire change, man. I need to get off of these. I need to get off of this medication. I need to get my life back. I've had that day, Kelley. What day is that? Well, the day that turns your life around. These are the people who have accepted my 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, right? Everything is free on the page. Everything is free on that link. The only thing that I got to charge you for is the challenge. It's $99 to join that challenge, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But use the live discount code, today's live discount code, reset20. You're joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for $79. That's what it's all about, folks. It's all about getting you the results that you're looking for. Like I said, the reason that I can't give it to you for free is because people are taking this is when I know people are ready. If I give it to you for free, like I give you the master class, like I'm giving you the quiz and all that other stuff, all of that's free. If I give you that for free, you're gonna take it for granted. But the challenge, no, these are for serious people. These are for people who are not playing around anymore. Like they got to the point where, hey, I'm not doing that anymore, bro. Like what do I gotta do? Here's what you gotta do. Join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Today's discount code is, I think it ends today, reset 20. To join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, that is the discount code. Today's discount code is reset 20. You're joining the challenge for $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But that's it, folks. That's it. That's where all the stuff is. The magic is here. The magic is here. The magic is in doing the work. It's the one thing that most people do not want to do. It's like we want change more than we want to change. You know what I'm saying? Here's one of the things. We make up a lot of excuses of why we can't do this work. We're like, man, I got this came up, that came up, this came up, that came up. You know what I mean? This event came up, something came up. Man, we got a whole lot of excuses behind that, or why we can't do the work. But here's the thing. You want to know what an excuse is? Or why we can't do the work that we have to do? We got a responsibility. We have a responsibility to our family to be able to do this work. We have a responsibility to our kids to be here to walk them down the aisle. We have a responsibility to our kids to be able to say, like, listen, I am going to be at your graduation, son. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be at your graduation. We got a responsibility. But here's the thing. We let our excuses take over everything. It's like excuse for this, excuse for that, excuses. Let's replace those excuses with reasons. Check this out. Because here's what an excuse is. An excuse is just a story that we tell ourselves to stay comfortable. That's all an excuse is. A story that we tell ourselves to stay comfortable. You got to maintain your pace. Is it going to be comfortable? Hell no, it's not going to be comfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable as hell. Change is very, very, very uncomfortable. It is. When I went from being a diabetic and having heart disease and being obese, it was very, very uncomfortable. But it's what you're going to have to do. The only way. Let's get to these questions. Any questions? What do y'all got? What do y'all got for me? This is the Q&A time, right? This is the Q&A time. Now, I told you what the villain was. Remember what we told you? Remember what I told you what the villain is? The villain is what? Who's the hero of the story? You're the hero of the story. You're the hero of the story. You're the hero of the story who has a problem, which is type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, high blood sugar, whatever it is. You've got a problem. I'm the guy who's already been there. I've already been there. Look at this. I've already been there. I've already been where you are. If you're suffering from this condition, I've already been where you are. All right? I know what it feels like. Look, watch this. Last one. I know what it feels like. I'm wearing the same clothes there to let you know, like, listen. That's what change looks like. That's what change looks like. That was excuses. Let me show you the difference between excuses and reasons. We got excuses. We got excuses on this side, over there, and we got reasons on that side. Excuses versus reasons. Like I told you before, an excuse is just a story we tell ourselves so that we can stay comfortable. For me to do that, I had to get uncomfortable. I had to get very, 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 very uncomfortable to do that. So when I tell you, I believe that I'm the right tour guide for you. Okay, you want to go along this journey and defeating this villain once and for all. That's it. That's it. I'm calling you to action. What am I calling you to action to do? I'm calling you to action to go do something. What are you doing? You're taking the quiz. You know, the master class. You're joining the challenge. You're going to book a free call. You're going to download the PDF. You're reading something about this thing, this condition that you have. That's what we're doing. So take the quiz, register for the master class, join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Right? Let's go. Let's go. Back to the question. Let's get to the Q&A. It's Q&A time, folks. It's Q&A time. Are there any questions on what it takes to now actually do this? What it takes to actually do this? Ken McCall, what do you want to register for? Click the link in my bio. You can register for the quiz, the master class. Let me know. We'll point you in the right direction. Start over. Everything is, I'm on all the other socials as well. So anytime you can watch the replay. You can watch the replay on YT, FB. You can watch the replay everywhere. But we're here Monday through Saturday. We're here Monday through Saturday, folks. Come on, let's do it. 1 week of no soda, and they're struggling. 1 week of no soda, and they say they're struggling real bad. 1 week of no soda. Yeah. Any advice about neuropathy? Yeah. The advice about neuropathy is we got to stop the inflammation. We got to stop the inflammation. Right? Here's how we stop the inflammation. Right? We got to stop the inflammatory foods, and we got to start bringing your body back to life. We got to bring the blood sugar back down. But in the meantime, that's the work that we're going to have to do. But in the meantime, there's a supplement that you can grab called benfotiamine. You can grab one of that's you can get that anywhere. You know, anywhere, you know how it starts with an A. You can get that anywhere. Benfotiamine. If you're suffering from neuropathy, that's a good supplement. But ultimately, it comes down to this. Yeah, that's a supplement. But ultimately, it comes down to we're gonna have to do the work. We're gonna have to get busy with our lifestyle, because it's always lifestyle first, medication second. We're gonna have to make this prescription right here. The prescription that most people don't want to prescribe to themselves. This is the one that you're gonna have to do. Went from an 8.5 to a 7.4 in 4 months, and I want to keep it lower. What do? You hang out where you can start by registering for the master class. You can go take the master class. You can go take the quiz. Understand and learn your diabetes management style. But the answer to that question is this: you're gonna have to do the work. That's the answer to the question. You're going to have to maintain your pace. If you're just getting here, that's what you're going to have to do, man. You're going to have to make some tweaks in these areas. How much of the tweaks? Maybe it's in the C. Maybe the C needs to be tweaked. Maybe it's the A. Maybe it's the P. Maybe it's the E, right? What needs to be tweaked? Right? That's it. That's it. We need to find out what needs to be tweaked in these areas of lifestyle medicine in your life. Gail. Shout out to someone that has got the 14-day challenge. Shout out to them for doing the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. They've gotten to the point where change isn't just desired. It's downright necessary. And I know that they use that discount code, today's discount code, RESET20. Yeah. Shout out to them for joining the challenge. Your life is not going to be, your blood sugar will never look the same again, right? Because you're going to be the captain of your own ship. I'm going to be the captain for 2 weeks, but then you're going to be the captain after that. I'm going to show you how to take charge of your own health, right? By becoming your own doctor. You're going to become your own doctor. You're going to get so good at this thing that you're going to end up becoming your own doctor. Like I prescribe myself these medications. Yes. Yeah. All right. What do you eat? What do you eat out? What do you eat out? What do you mean? What do you eat out? When do you eat out? I don't know what you, or what do you eat when you're out? I don't know what you mean. Blood sugar is the villain. High blood sugar is the villain. No, no, no. Blood sugar is not the villain. High blood sugar is the villain. Insulin resistance is the villain. High blood sugar, high insulin. They're both the villains. Okay. Yeah, insulin resistance is all they're the villains. So blood sugar, you need your blood sugar, but not the blood sugar. It's not the villain. How many carbs can you eat as a pre-diabetic? We don't do that. I don't do that one on mine, Lizard. Lizard, I'm going to show you. We're going to dive into clean eating right now, and we're going to talk all about clean eating, weight loss, and all that stuff. We don't count. When you hang out with me, you don't count calories. You don't count calories. And I've been doing this for 4 years now. And I've had a lot of clients, and none of them have ever counted a single calorie, ever, like ever in 4 years. But then if you go back and look at their testimonials, they see all this weight that they lost and how they continue to stay on the path. Guess how many calories did they count it? None. Zero. We don't count calories over here. I'm going to show you how to eat, not to count calories. All right. I'm going to talk all about clean eating coming up next. So don't worry. That's the next part of the journey, folks. That's the next part of the action plan. I'm giving you the plan. You're going to have to take action. It's effective sleep for me. That's the problem. Yolanda, it's a big problem. It's a big problem. It's a big problem. You're going to have some sleep hygiene. Register for that masterclass. If you want more information on the tactics, I'm going to give you tactics in each of these areas in the masterclass. Tactics in peaceful mind, tactics in active body, tactics in clean eating, tactics in effective sleep. You're getting tactics in each of these areas, folks. That's it. That's the masterclass. Absolutely free. All you got to pay is attention. That's all you got to pay. And watch 45 minutes. Watch it all the way through. Listen. And then like, yeah, okay. But when it comes to and then you get to all of that information. But then when you get to that's all free. But then you get to the point where you're like, I'm ready to take action. I'm ready. I'm charged up, Kelley. I'm ready to take action. That's when you join the challenge. Come on over, join the challenge. Like 200 people have already done. Join the challenge and start putting your blood sugar back on the right path. It's called the Blood Sugar Reset Challenge, right? That's what it's all about. How do I find the link in the challenge? Here you go, right here. You click right up here. Here's how you find the link. Click right up here, and then you click on my picture again. Same thing over here in my other socials. Just click that link in my bio, click that link in my description, and you'll see it. It'll take you right there. But here's how you do it, folks. So here's how you get to the link. Click right up here, and then click on my picture again, and then boom, there it is. You're gonna click twice on my pic. Click up top, and then click on my picture again, and then you're gonna come right there. And that's how you get to it, folks. That's how you get to it. The challenge is right here. It's right there. All right, right there. Right there. See that, folks? It looks a little different on my other social networks, but on TikTok, here it is, right here. That link right there. Boom. That's how you get to the 14-day challenge, right there. That's how you get to the quiz. Right there. That's how you get to the masterclass. Remember we talked about the masterclass? It's all right there, folks. That's how you get to it. You want to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge? You use that discount code RESET20. It's today's discount code. It ends today, actually. All right, let's get back to these questions. Woo. Let's see. Any questions over here? Don't be bashful, man. Throw your questions in the chat over here. I got you. I'm going to see your questions. When you throw them in over here, don't worry. If you got questions, don't be bashful. Throw them in. We got you. I need help now. If you need help now, if you need help now, then you got to do something. You got to go register for the quiz, go book a call, go that's all free stuff. If you're ready now, you can go join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You use that discount code reset20. You're in the 14-day boot camp basically for your blood sugar. Your blood sugar is going to be in a boot camp basically. It's like one after the other. You go to boot camp. I was in the Navy, and everything's uniform. Everything's the same. You can put your blood sugar through that boot camp, and by the end of that boot camp, it ain't gonna look the same. It ain't ever gonna look the same again. Ooh, I like the name Kelley. Ooh, I like that. I cut off meat for 2 months. Who's different so far? Okay, great. That's working for you, Kelley. How do I register? Right? Yeah, that's why I just went over that. I'm not sleeping so good at night. Yeah, your sleep hygiene. We got to work on that sleep hygiene. Register for that masterclass. What I just told you about, the masterclass. Register for that. Sleep hygiene. And check your sleep hygiene. How is your sleep hygiene? That's the question. Do you got good sleep hygiene, or do you have terrible sleep hygiene? And if you don't know what I mean by sleep hygiene, then you definitely want to watch the masterclass, because you want to work on that sleep hygiene. All right, I think that's it. I would love to do that challenge. Yeah, if you love to do that challenge, use the discount code reset20. Today's discount code reset20. A lot of people have joined that challenge. A lot of people come on and give amazing results from the 14-day challenge. It's a challenge though. It's not getting. I'm going to take you outside of your comfort zone. It's not for excuses. So if you're ready for excuses, you can't join the challenge. I was going to say that we're not taking everybody in the challenge. If you were like, man, I'm going to come in like this is going to get hard. I'm just got excuses, bro. Like, no, the challenge is not going to be right for you. The challenge is for my people who are seriously ready for change, where they're just like, listen. Here's what they think about excuses. The people who are ready for serious change, here's what they think about excuses. They think about excuses like exit signs on their path to success. So they're going to stop taking them damn exits. Okay? Think of that. Excuses are like exit signs on your path to success. Stop taking the damn exit. Just stop taking the damn exits. That's all you got to do. And you will make it to your success. You'll make it to your successful destination. As if you look up on that bulletin board, when you're driving and you're going on your way to success, defeating this villain, insulin resistance, diabetes, type 2 diabetes. On your way to defeating this villain, all you see are exit signs with excuses. You know what you can do? All you got to do is just keep on driving. Yeah. You're going to make it to your destination. That's it. That's it. That's what you got to do. That's what people who have accepted the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, that's what they did. They just said, you know what? No more excuses. We're just going to keep driving. We're going to keep going in that direction. We're going to ignore all the noise, the distractions, and we're just going to keep it moving. And we're going to make it to our destination, and we're going to be successful. And then we're going to spend another 20 years here. We're like, yeah, I was supposed to be here for another 20 years. Yeah. I was supposed to be here. I was supposed to have a nice, beautiful life, hanging out with my kids and full of energy my whole life until, I lived until I was 95 years old. And I had a nice, long life with my kids. And I just, and with my grandkids, and I feel good. And then you look back and be like, well, do you regret anything? You don't want to make it to that point where you're 95 years old and you're like, man, or you probably not even 95. If you're suffering from the insulin resistance, because how serious that villain is, there's no promises that we'll make it there. So we got to defeat this villain early. We got to come up with a plan. Now, I'm giving you the plan right now. This is the plan right now in the movie, in your movie. This is the plan. What are you going to do? Is this the part of the movie where, the part of the movie where the superhero, he's all like beat up and all kinds of stuff. The hero in the movie is all beat up. And then they just start doing the work. Like something happens, something triggers, and they just start doing the work. They seek a guide, and their guide points them in the right direction, and they go do the work. And the next thing you know, at the end of the movie, they beat the villain. That's what you're going to do. That's your story. That's going to be your story. Watch. Is it hard to get rid of cortisol of belly? Well, how are you managing your stress? How are you managing your stress? You got a lot of cortisol, right? Yeah, very, 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 very possible. But the question is, how are you managing your stress? How are you managing your activity? Peaceful mind. Are you mastering the 3 M's? That's why I want you to take the master class. Meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. You got to find out where's all the cortisol coming from. Why do you have so much cortisol? What's causing you to be stressed out? Is it your kids that's stressing you out? Is it your parents that's stressing you out? Your mother-in-law? Who's stressing you out? That's the question. Is it the traffic? Is it the weather? Why do you have so much cortisol? We want to know. All right. So these are things that you can control. Like I told you before, if you're just joining us, I referee high school basketball. And there's a lot of stress. Trust me. If you referee basketball, you're in an arena, there's a lot of stressors going around, okay? There's a lot of reasons that my cortisol could be up. People telling me, ref, you suck. Could cause my cortisol to go up. But I don't allow that to go up, my cortisol to go up, because I have a peaceful mind. So it's not that it's hard. So it's not about being hard. It's about, are you willing to do the work? Whatever the work it takes to get rid of cortisol, belly, that's the work you're going to have to do. Whether it's hard or not. If it's hard, then do it hard. Is protein powder pancakes good to eat first thing in the morning? Yeah. So Kristen, if you're doing the protein powder with it, that it preferably not still, because it's still got a lot of, carbohydrates in there. But the only way that you can really tell if that's going to work for you, the answer is yes or no. Yes and no. You wear a continuous glucose monitor. Eat the pancakes regularly, right? Just eat the regular pancakes first and see what happens to your blood sugar. And then you got to do a little experiments on yourself. And then the next time you do the pancakes with the protein powder, and then see what happens to your blood sugar. And you'll see the difference, right? You'll see what happens, right? So so eating, folks, is very, very dependent upon how your body responds. That's it. Hello, please help me with type 2 diabetes. You here? Why am I type 1? Why am I type 1? Oh, and 1.5. Well, what have you been doing in these areas? What have you been doing in these areas your whole life? How old are you, right? Have you been neglecting these areas of your life? That's the question. You reverse engineer the whole thing. You reverse engineer it. So whether it's type 1, type 1 you really don't have any control over. Type 2, you got a lot of control over. But you say you're in a type 1.5. So you got to find out in your area. You got to find out what went wrong in these areas of your life. Were you maintaining your pace, or did you get off course for many, many years? Did you slack up on your pace over the years? These are questions that only you can answer. And then that, LA woman, that's you got to go back and look in the mirror and ask yourself, how have I been living? What are the foods that I've been eating? Have I been eating a lot of dairy? Have I been eating a lot of all kinds of stuff? You got to ask yourself. Cheese, all this stuff adds up. There's a lot of areas. Drinking, that's another area. All right. Yeah, it's 1.5. It's a mix between the two. Yeah, I know. It will never get it will get better. Here's the thing. Your body wants to heal. LA woman, your body wants to heal. Your body does not want to harbor any condition, whether autoimmune or not. Right? 1.5 means there's still some hope. It's not completely done. Go to the doctor and do this. Here's what you can test. If you go to the doctor and you get yourself see how we can eliminate this The whole debate whether you can get better or not is go to the doctor and get a C-peptide test and ask your doctor for, hey, I don't know if they're giving you a C-peptide test, but see if your number is above a 0.5. If your number is above a 0.5, you're producing enough insulin, right? So we'll see. We'll see. Go get a C-peptide test and see. But it ultimately comes down to, are you actually, how are you living? What areas do you have to tweak in your life to make that thing null and void? Dexam and Omnipod user off. All right. Really struggling with sleep up 4.5 times. Really struggling with sleep up 4 to 5 times a night. Yeah. Register for the masterclass. And I'm going to tell you about some sleep. How is your sleep hygiene? That's the question I'm going to ask you. What type of sleep hygiene do you have? What's the name? Michael Johnson. What kind of sleep hygiene do you have? If you don't know what I mean by sleep hygiene, yes, you got to go watch the master class. And you're like, what's sleep hygiene? You're like, yeah, watch the master class. You'll see what I'm talking about. The same hygiene that you do in your teeth. How your teeth, you do hygiene for your teeth and your body and all kinds of hygiene, your nail hygiene, all kinds of hygiene. What kind of sleep hygiene do you have is the question. Do you help with prediabetes? So prediabetes, gestational diabetes, any form of insulin resistance? Yes. It's all related, folks. So whether it's prediabetes just means this, Brianna. Prediabetes just means that you're already sick. It just means that it hasn't gotten real bad yet. That's all it means to be a prediabetes. So it means you become insulin resistant. Insulin is the most important hormone in the body. It means that you're already becoming insulin resistant. It just hasn't gotten bad yet. It just means you're becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body. It just hasn't gotten bad yet. That's all it means. So whether it's prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, this is just names that we put on it. That's just names that we in society put on it. Like, oh, it's prediabetes. It's PCOS. It's whatever. All your body knows is there's higher levels of insulin in the body. And it's trying its best to bring it back to normal. But it can't bring it back to normal. Here's why. Because there's always assault. It's always under attack. It's always under attack. Your blood sugar is always under attack. Why? How? It's because we're on the outside. This is where we're just eating a whole bunch of stuff. We're not having a peaceful mind. We're not moving our body. We're not clean eating. We don't have effective sleep. We're drinking a lot. We're smoking a lot. And as a result, all this stuff added up to us. Added up. It's adding up with you now with prediabetes, Brianna. That's the add up. So, and then other people, the number just keeps adding and adding and adding and adding and adding and adding. So the point is, if you want to restore your life, the higher the number is, the higher your A1C is essentially means the faster you're checking out of here. It's called glycation. It means your cells are glycating. So that's what it means to be a diabetic, folks. That was what the insulin or insulin resistance or prediabetes or whatever you want to say. The point is, this is the names that we make up on the outside. But your body does not know that. All your body knows is I'm sick. I need to bring my insulin levels down. Not sure, to be honest. Okay. All right. Oh yeah, what was the question? Yeah. Not sure, to be honest. How do you fix that? By doing the work. Here's the thing. You said, how do you fix that? All right. How do you bring your blood sugar back to the normal range? How do you do that? How do you do all of that? Here's the answer. Here's the best answer I can give you. If you want it, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. That's the only way. That's the best way. How do you do that? How you do it? If you want it, I'm gonna say it again. If you want it, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. Here's what I want you to do. To eliminate, if you want something, here's what you say. A lot of people say, how do you do that? How do you get off the meds? How do you restore your health? How do you do all of that stuff? Here's what you want. Here's what you want to do. I want y'all guys to get this. It's an exercise. You've been hanging out with me. I told you I'm taking y'all on a journey, folks. This is a movie I'm taking y'all on. This is the movie of your life. I'm taking you on a movie of your life. This is it. I want you to go get yourself a cue card. If you're struggling, if you're like, yo, man, I don't have the motivation. You just like relying on the excuses a lot. But you say that you want something. You say that you want it, but you don't have it yet. You want it, but you don't have it yet. So if you want something and you don't have it yet, that means that you got to become something different. You got to become a different person. You got to become somebody so different than that person who, like my picture, like my before and after picture when I was a diabetic and had heart disease. I wanted to not have heart disease anymore. I wanted to not be a diabetic anymore. That's what I wanted. So here's what I did. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to write what you want on this, on the cue card. Just say whatever it is that you want. For me, it was, I don't want diabetes anymore, and I don't want heart disease anymore. That was my want. I didn't want diabetes. I didn't want heart disease. That's what I wrote on my card. And then on the back, here's what I wrote. I wrote the ultimate shortcut to getting what I wanted. I wrote the ultimate shortcut. It's a little exercise I want y'all to do, folks. On the back, I wrote the ultimate shortcut. And it is this. Here's the ultimate shortcut. It is to show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. And so what I did, it's a cue card. This is how you brainwash yourself to succeed. So if you say that's what you want, and you're not the person right now who you don't have it yet. So if you don't have it yet, then that means you're not the person yet. So you got to become the person. But you're like, oh, it's hard to become the person. How do I become the person, Kelley? Well, step number one is go look in yourself in the mirror and give yourself reasons and not excuses. So reasons, they come first. Answers come second. If you've got enough reasons, you'll put that on the front. What is it that you want on the front? On the back, the ultimate shortcut. Show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. And you walk around with this card for a month. You do this experiment for a month, folks. Just do this experiment. And you will brainwash yourself to succeed. I promise you, you will. Who's going to do that? If you're going to do that, if you're going to do this challenge, this is a challenge. This is another challenge. This is not a 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But this is for my people who are like, I lack motivation, Kelley. I don't want to do it. I just got excuses, Kelley. I don't want to do it. The excuses all over the bulletin boards, everywhere. And you want to bypass those excuses and you want to get what you want. Put a me in the chat if you are going to do this. It's a simple experiment, folks. All you got to do, take 5 minutes out of your day and write down what you want. Because you say that's what you want. But if you can't do this, then that, you know what? If you can't do this, you know what that means? That tells me that it's lust. That tells me that it's lust. Because lust is this. Lust says, I want something, but I don't want to do the work. I don't want to do the work. Here, look at this. I don't want to do the work that's involved. I don't want to do the work that's involved. I want it, but I don't want to do the work. And folks, that's called lust. Let's not be lustful when it comes to defeating this villain. This villain has ruined our life. This villain has ruined your life. This villain of insulin resistance. Enough with the villain already. Let's beat the villain into submission. This is how you can brainwash yourself for success, folks. I'm telling you, that's how I did it, and that's how you can do it. I told you, I'm the perfect guy to be your tour guide. Didn't I tell you that at the beginning of this live? I said, I'm the perfect guy to be your tour guide along this adventure, along this movie. All right. We got an hour and 54 minutes left with the movie. The movie is just getting good, folks. This is the story of your life. But like I told you, man, excuses are just the story we tell ourselves to stay comfortable. But we get ready to break that cycle. Boom, we're breaking that cycle, folks. Who's going to do it? 1, 2. Woo, only 2 people is going to do it. Only 2 people are going to do it. All right, that's it. Okay, that's it. Only 2 people are going to do this experiment. It's going to take you 5 minutes out of your day to write down something that you said that you want to do, that you want. Does smoking hurt you as a diabetic? You damn right it does. You damn right it does. It makes you even more insulin resistant. Yes, it does. You missed it. All right, I'm going to say it one more time. This experiment, folks. This is how you brainwash yourself to success. If you want to get off of these meds, if you want to get your life back, if you say you want to hang out with your kids and all of that stuff, you want to get your vision back, you want to stop the neuropathy, whatever it is that you want, write it on the front of a cue card. It's an experiment. Write it on the front of a cue card. What it is that you want. What do you want? I'm talking about in relation to your health. I'm talking about in relation to this, to insulin resistance and all of that, and your eye, your vision, your neuropathy, whatever. Write it on the front of this cue card. And on the back, I want you to put the ultimate shortcut. It's the shortcut to getting there. Here's the ultimate shortcut. Show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. That's what you write on the back. Show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. And you carry this cue card with you everywhere. You just put it in your pocket and you look at it throughout the day, just like randomly throughout the day. Make it a new habit of looking at this and just looking at it, and boom, it'll take you 10 seconds to read it. Okay, I want this for my health, and the shortcut is to show up, do the work, and do it again tomorrow. What's the work? Oh, this is the work right here. This is the work, all of the work. That's all the work. So I got to show up and do that every day. So maintaining my pace. So that's it, folks. That's what I want you to do. On the front, what it is that you want. On the back, right, the ultimate shortcut is to show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. And that is how you carry that card around with you for a month. Do it for 30 days. Carry it around with you for a month. And by the end of those 30 days, you're gonna start noticing that you're gonna start doing more stuff. Like, why am I like moving my body? Why am I cutting out? Why am I eating a lot cleaner? Why am I working on my sleep hygiene? Like, why am I, managing my stress a lot better? Why is my blood sugar gone down? Why have I lost a couple of pounds? Well, it's because you showed up. You took the shortcut. You took the only shortcut that there is, the ultimate shortcut. You showed up, you did the work, and you did it again the next damn day. Now, the question is, who's going to do this experiment? That is the question today. I want you to do this experiment today. If you say that you care about your health, if you say that's what you said, okay. I told you I'm giving you guys action plans. I'm giving y'all plans. I'm giving y'all actionable steps to do. Because you said that this is what you wanted. Yup. Okay. Lost 55 pounds, 56-year-old woman eating protein only. Okay. And walking 10 miles a day. Oh, it's a lot of miles. Okay. Wow. I've been fasting for 3 days and feel great. Okay. All right. Don't worry. Not a lot of people chimed in on that one as far as they're going to do this. They're like, I ain't doing that, Kelley. No. But anyhow, if you ever wanted to brainwash yourself to success, that's what I do. But here we go. Next up, the next time we're going to talk about clean eating, folks. For my people who are ready for serious change, join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Today's discount code is reset20. That link It's in my bio. Join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, where we're going to put your blood sugar through a baby boot camp, basically. Your blood sugar is going to boot camp. Congratulations, blood sugar. You made it to boot camp. Just like when I joined the military, we made it to boot camp. Everything was the same. Just like, whoop, everything was the same. Does honey Cheerios hurt? Ooh, does it hurt? Does honey Cheerios, does it hurt? Does it hurt you? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Not only does it hurt you, it can destroy you. Because Honey Nut Cheerios are ultra-processed foods. And ultra-processed foods will make your blood sugar go so high that you couldn't even possibly imagine. Especially if you eat it in the morning, first thing in the morning, on an empty stomach. Some Honey Nut Cheerios, man, blood sugar messed up. Blood sugar roller coaster for the rest of the day. Blood sugar roller coaster all day long. So no, that Honey Nut Cheerios are terrible. Can you have, we're talking about clean eating right now. Thank you for asking that. Can you have, all right, my doggies are barking. Can you have insulin resistance if you're type 1? Yeah, you can. You can have insulin resistance if you're type 1. Here's how. Traditionally, you got low insulin. But if you keep eating a bunch of junk food, if you're not maintaining your pace, if you're stressed out all the time, and your blood sugar is always high, you're going to constantly need insulin. And if you're constantly needing insulin because of the lifestyle, even still you're type 1, you better be very, very specific about your lifestyle. If you're a type 1 diabetic, you got to be so dialed in. With that medicine I just showed you, you got to be so dialed in that it ain't even funny. You got to maintain your pace, peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. All right. So how you become insulin resistant is if your blood sugar is always high because you live in a poor lifestyle, now you got to have more and more insulin. And as a result of you having more and more insulin, your cells could eventually become insulin resistant, even if you are type 1 diabetic. You see how important lifestyle is, folks? Your lifestyle first. It's your lifestyle first over everything. Lifestyle over everything, man. Lifestyle first, medication second. Type 1 diabetes. I understand that you have to take medication for the rest of your life because you don't produce insulin. But here's the thing. How you manage your lifestyle will drastically increase your quality of life. Increase or decrease your quality of life based on the lifestyle that you're living. That's the cold hard facts of it, man. Either you're doing the right stuff or you're not. Either you're doing the right stuff in your lifestyle or you're not. That's it. Those are the only two options. Because growth and comfort cannot coexist. It's going to be uncomfortable. To grow is going to be uncomfortable. And it's going to be uncomfortable as hell to change your lifestyle. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Sayla. Do you have food suggestions? Oh, we're about to talk about right now, clean eating. All right, that's it. That's it. Let's talk about eating, folks. That's it. A lot of eating questions. Ooh, a lot of eating questions. Stop out in the outside aisles. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, folks. I'm a nutritionist, is what I do. I'm a health coach. I understand how to coach people. I used to be an instructor at the United States Naval Academy. I know how to teach people. This is how I know how to do all this stuff. This is why my style is way different. You're not going to see, I promise you, you're never going to see anybody's style whose style is like mine, okay? Because they didn't have the same experiences that I have, okay? So that's why I'm the perfect guy to be your tour guide. I was a diabetic, I had heart disease, and I was obese. So I know a thing or two about what it takes to actually kick this disease out of your life forever and become insulin sensitive for the rest of your life. You're like, hey, I'm insulin sensitive. What does it mean to be insulin sensitive? Insulin sensitive means this. That means that you can go hang out at the barbecues or whatever, or the cookouts or whatever, or hang out with friends and family and let your hair down a little bit because you're insulin sensitive. You're insulin sensitive. So that means that whenever even if you eat a food that's high in carbohydrates, a food that you know you probably shouldn't have been eating, you're still, your body will respond to it very, very well because you're insulin sensitive. So it's not really hurting you. But now, on the other hand, if you're insulin resistant, whoo, now you can't hang out with the friends and family and all that stuff without worrying about, oh man, I ate the macaroni and cheese this time, and look at my blood sugar. And like, no, stop it. You're looking at your blood sugar like, stop, damn it. You know, all because you had some birthday cake. Clean eating. The clean eating plate, as I like to call it. There's another acronym for clean as well. That's another acronym, but we can break it even further down than that. But we're going to skip that today. Here's what we're going to talk about: the clean eating plate. Check this out. Who enjoys counting the calories? Or who enjoys, whenever you go to the doctor or whenever you go to your fitness trainer and they say, you're going to lose the weight. I can't draw a good circle right today. You're going to lose the weight, but to lose the weight, here's what you got to do. You got to count a bunch of calories. You got to weigh your food. You got to do all this crazy stuff. Who hates doing that? And do me a favor, folks, and bebop that screen. Double tap that screen, man. Double tap that screen and share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with prediabetes, insulin resistance, all of this stuff, right? Gestational diabetes, man. Share this live out there with them because they need somebody to break it down to them. They need a tour guide to break it down to them in such a simple way that they can understand what it is. They don't need somebody to break down the medical jargon and all that stuff. We don't need to be talking about mitochondria and all of that. We can talk and gluconeogenesis. Like, we don't need to talk about all that kind of stuff. We can talk about all that stuff, but we don't need to. What we need to do is give you the practical tips that you need. I told you, I'm calling you to action. I'm giving you the plan, folks. This is the plan. Instead of counting all those calories and weighing all that food, why don't we fill our plate like this? Oh, watch this. 50%, 25%. Ooh, 25%. 50, 25, 25. Well, you're like, well, what is 50, 25, 25, Kelly? Well, 50, 20, 25 is this. 50% veggies. Ooh, well, what kind of veggies? Specifically, non-starchy veggies. The non-starchy veggies specifically. The cauliflowers, the cabbages, the kales, the cucumbers, the asparagus, the broccoli, the onions, the mushrooms, all of that, right? There's a whole list of these things. But you can put non-starchy veggies in, and the search, just do non-starchy veggies and you'll see. But those are just some of them. Carrots, zucchini. These are just some of them. Bell peppers. It's a whole list of them though. But specifically non-starchy. I'm going to put non-starchy. Non-starchy veggies, folks. The ones that I just named. 50% in your plate. Check it out. You could put yourself a beautiful stir fry over here. Just all those veggies I named, just make a beautiful stir fry. 50%. Check it out. Protein, 25%. Now, do you have to eat like this all of the time? No, it's not about all the time. It's about what you do most of the time. Proteins and fats. Clean eating. When we're talking about clean eating, like I told you before, I don't debate people anymore about what to eat. Like, eat this one, no, eat that, eat this, eat that. It's like, it's too exhausting, okay? So now I just say, listen, eat leaner sources of protein. So when it comes to protein, we're talking about chicken, turkey, eggs, fish, like salmon, like I say, eggs, and then for my plant-based folks, tofu and tempeh. TVP, texturized vegetable protein. 25% protein. Now, the proteins that I'm not talking about are the processed meats. The processed meats like the sausages and the bacon and the salami and the bolognas. All of that. Those are the ones that you want to stay away from. Ooh, and my folks from Louisiana, I know we probably got some folks from Louisiana on here. Boudin, ooh, boudin. Let's stay away from the boudin, folks. Boudin is not clean eating. I know it tastes good. I know you love it, but boudin is not clean eating, folks. For my folks over here, if you're from Louisiana over here, boudin is not clean eating. Crawfish are not clean eating, folks. They're called mud bugs. Okay. Fats. Healthy fats like avocados, nuts and seeds. The 3 oils: avocado oil, coconut oil, olive oil. If it's not avocado, if it's not coconut, if it's not olive oil, throw those oils out now. Now, don't even start right now. If you've got any of those oils in your pantry right now, anyone that is not these 3, avocado, coconut, olive. If it's not any of those 3 oils, I want you to go right now. If today's trash day at your house, I want you to go take in the pantry, get those oils, and I want you to just dump them out into the trash. Seed oils or industrial seed oils, garbage. Yeah, exactly. Anything else outside of those 3 oils are straight up trash, like someone just said. They're straight up crap. You got to cut the crap. I do a segment called Cut the Crap. It's a framework called Cut the Crap. And then we talk about seed oil, we talk about whatever. What's in the crap category. And seed oils goes in the crap category. So what's a seed oil? Basically any oil anything except for those 3 oils. Avocado, coconut, olive. If it's any of those oils, throw it away. Now, butter. I'm not a fan of dairy. Not a fan of dairy, but I know people are going to do it anyway. Not a fan of dairy. So I'd say if you want to eat dairy, you're an adult, you can eat dairy. Cheese, dairy, whatever you want to call it. But dairy is not good for you. Okay? It's not. It's not good for you. Right? There's a whole, I don't get into it with the dairy. So if you feel like, well, Kelley, what's your stance on dairy? Go watch this documentary. It's not even a documentary. It's a lecture. It's a lecture by a gentleman named Walter Veith. And he's a zoologist. And what he does is he studies animals. He studies the animals. That's why he's called a zoologist. And he's going to break down milk for you and dairy for you in a way that you've never heard it before. I promise you. You think I'm breaking things down. You hang out with my man Walter Veith for 80 minutes. Whoo! He's going to break down dairy for you. And by the end of it, so if you love dairy, don't watch. If you're a big fan of dairy and cheese and all that stuff, and don't watch the lecture. Don't watch it. Okay. But if you want to do dairy, if you do it at your own risk, if you want to do dairy, you can do butter. You can do cottage cheese. You can do what else? What else? Greek yogurt. All right. So whatever you want. But I'm just letting you know that I don't put that fats I don't put butter in the clean eating. I put that in the crap category. All right. Here we go. Carbs. Oops. Different one. Carb/fruit. And I'm going to put a down arrow. Healthy fats, olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil. That's it. Is Greek yogurt all right to eat daily? Like I just broke it down. I just broke down the whole thing about dairy. Okay. Do it at your own risk. I'll say that. Do it at your own risk. If you eat it daily. Carbohydrates and fruit. That is the last category. 25%. There's more categories, but this 25%. What kind of carbs? Complex carbohydrates. Things like rice, broccoli. Rice, quinoa, potatoes, pasta. Well, you're like, well, what kind of rice? Well, when you obey this rule, any kind of rice that you want, it could be white rice, brown rice, black rice. There's a very specific rule that you got to obey when it comes to the carbs. Look, there's a down arrow for a reason. The reason I put the down arrow is because there's a very, very specific rule. And it says you can go down on the carbohydrates, but you can't go up. All right, so that you can have whatever kind. We're going to dive more into that rule here in a second. But fruit, the same way. What kind of fruit? Preferably the lower glycemic index fruit. If you're suffering from diabetes or insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, whatever you want to call it, again, we just call it that. Our body just says that I'm sick. Check this out. We've got too many of those. We've got too much. We've got too much fuel. This is where we get instant fuel from. We get instant fast energy we get from the carbohydrates and the fruit. That's where we get fast energy from. Sugary stuff too. Fast energy. It's why when your blood sugar's dropping, people are like, quick, give me some candy, or quick, give me something to drink. Give me a Coke or something, right? Quick. So whatever kind of carbohydrates that you want, could be pasta, could be whatever. Just make sure we're obeying this very, very specific rule. Now, what kind of pasta? You want to get the higher quality pasta, right? Things with a minimal amount of ingredients. Things like lentil pasta, chickpea pasta, things like that. Those are the kind of things that you want to stick with. Breads, things like Ezekiel bread. Like, okay, what kind of bread? Things like Ezekiel bread would be a better option. Even though all that stuff's processed, it's all processed still, but there's better options that you can have. There's ultra processed versus minimally processed foods. So there's processed foods everywhere. It's just ultra processed or minimal processed. So that's it, folks. This is the start of it. Here's how simple you can make this thing. Here's how simple you can make it. Look, you can make this thing so simple. Look at this. You can even go get yourself one of these. Look, this is a clean eating plate. I didn't make this up. Look, clean eating plate. Look at that. It's called, doesn't that look familiar? Like, look, boom, right here. Look, boom, boom, boom. 50% veggies. Remember we talked about the veggies? Doesn't that look familiar? Ooh, doesn't that look like 50%? Look at that. Ooh, 50%. Look at that. Is that not 50%? 25% proteins and fats. Did we not say that? Look at that. Look how simple you can make your life. Look at that. 25% carbohydrates. You can make your life so freaking simple that it's not even funny. So now when you're going out to the cookout, to the barbecue or whatever, or wherever you're going to hang out, you can actually go to this. You're like, I'm so serious about my health. I told you I'm putting these excuses to the side. I told you I'm ignoring those excuses. All the exit signs that say just excuses, excuses, excuses. But I'm on the road to success. So I got to keep on driving past those exit signs. I got to just keep on driving. You can actually take your plate with it. How do I know you're driving past the exit signs of excuses? You bring your own plate with you. You be like, oh, I can't go. Remember I said earlier, you can't go to the barbecue, hang out with friends because you're worried about your blood sugar. You're in the corner like, no, blood sugar, please don't go up. You're worried. But if you take your plate with you and you follow these very specific rules, you can still eat some of the food, eat a lot of food that you love, but you just got to know how to eat the food. So this is why I teach my clients, folks, how to eat. I don't just teach you how to count. We don't count calories over here. On my side of town, my side of the fence, we don't count calories. So if you ever join any of my programs and you want to be on here counting calories, you're like, Kelley, no, it's not about counting calories. It's about understanding how to eat. You take this plate with you. You're going to start learning how to eat. You feel what I'm saying? So if this is making sense to y'all folks, look, hold on, let me the last thing. Look, you can even get so crazy with this thing. Like, look, check it out. You can even get so crazy with it that you can even flip the plate. Let's just say you're working out a lot and you want more protein. You're like, yo, I want more protein. I want more than 25% protein, Kelley. You're like, all right, cool. If I'm your coach, if I'm coaching you at this time, you're like, all right, cool. I'll tell you to do this. Flip your plate. Now you got 50% protein. And look, you cut your veggies down. You brought your veggies down. You can still have your carbs, or you can cut those out, grab more veggies, whatever you want to do. But you got more protein over here, and you can start getting some, you know what I mean? You're in that building muscle stage. So this is how I still. How you teach folks to eat if they want to, you know, they don't want to do all that calorie counting stuff. Like, it's annoying. Weighing your food, it's annoying. Look, this plate right here. This plate, you can make your life so simple. You can go get one of these. Now, you can get them for wherever you want, but the best one that I've seen are the ones that's in my showcase. Why? My TikTok showcase. Why? Because these things are so big. Like, look at them. They're big. They're like, woo. They're decent sized plate, and they're deep. Look, that's how you fill them. You fill them like, well, people are like, well, 25%, Kelley. Oh, okay. Well, if he said 25%, so that means I can stack it. My carbs over here. He said that I can go down, but I can't go up on the percentages. But what if I stack it though? No. We're not stacking it, folks. We're not Scooby-Doo and Shaggy. You ever seen Scooby-Doo and Shaggy? Whenever back in the 80s, I grew up in the 80s. That's where a lot of this 80s stuff comes from for me. Scooby and Shaggy would always try to figure out who can make the biggest sandwich. Like, they try to stack the sandwich. Who can make the biggest sandwich? Stack it up high. Scooby and Shaggy. Folks, when it comes to your health, do not be like Scooby and Shaggy. Do not be like Scooby and Shaggy. Get one of these out of my TikTok showcase. These are the best ones I've seen. There's some ones out there. You can go get them wherever. You can go to the dollar store. You can go Amazon, wherever. You can go get them. But the best ones that I've seen some ones that look like little kitty plates. Like, yo, that's a little kitty plate, bro. Like, where you get that little kitty plate from? No wonder you're hungry all the time. Or some people look at it and be like, my husband is not, somebody told me one time, they were like, my husband is not gonna fill my husband up. That ain't gonna fill him up. Some of those little plates, they're like little kid-sized plates. You know what I mean? Like little kid-sized plates. But folks, I'm gonna be back in a minute. I'm gonna take a 1-minute intermission. Then I'm gonna go use the little boys' room. But here's what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to ponder on that. All that stuff I just gave y'all. I want y'all to ponder on that. Go get yourself a plate. While I'm gone for a minute or so, go get yourself a plate. Go do what you gotta do, right? Go register for the quiz. Go register for the masterclass. Where's the quiz and the masterclass and all that stuff? I'm gonna show you all that. Y'all can do that while I'm out for a minute, right? Because we got another. What time is it? We got another hour and a half left. Got another hour and a half left, folks. But here it is, right here. Click right up here, and then click on my picture again. And then also, folks, do me a favor and bebop that screen, man. Let's at least get your boy to 15,000. Get your boy to at least 15,000 hearts, man. Come on now, help your boy out. Get to the hearts. Here it is, right here. There's the link in my bio right there. There's the quiz. If you have not taken the quiz, man, take the quiz. It's a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. It is a quiz, 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your style. Check this out. Thank you. There's the master class right here. If you missed the master class, if you missed any part earlier of the formula, the PACE formula, take that. Register for that, man. It's a free master class. It's absolutely free. And for my people who are ready for serious change, right here, look. For my people who are ready for serious change, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge right there. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Right here, the orange one. There's the quiz, the master class. That's all free. The quiz, the master class is free. The challenge is the only thing that I got to charge you for, folks. It's an investment in yourself, because we're only taking people who are serious for real change. If you're ready for serious change, what you can expect. If you're ready for serious change, this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is what you want in your life. Because what are we doing? It's a blueprint. It's a blueprint. 14 days. We talk about clean eating. In 14 days, we're going to go clean all of this up. We're going to clean all of this up. Now, we're not going to make it as fancy. It's not going to be fancy and complicated and all that stuff. It is a what is it that your body needs? What is it that we need to do? Here it is. We're going to put you through a 2-week boot camp. That's all we're doing. And at the end of through your nutrition. And at the end of those 2 weeks, your blood sugar is not going to look the same. Just like many people who come on here and share their story, their blood sugar doesn't look the same. Same process that I put myself through, same process that 200 people have already gone through. They have joined and accepted the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, right? So if you want to join the challenge, it's $99 to join the challenge. But if you want to save a little cash, right? Use that discount code RESET20. You're joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for $79. $79 for a life-changing experience, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, right? It's about choices. It's choice time. Either you can continue to do what you've been doing for the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years, or you can take a step forward and invest in yourself. Take a chance on yourself. Take a chance on your story. Reset 20, folks. All right, I'll be back in 1 minute, folks. And in the meantime, while I'm gone, y'all can hang out with my boy Paul. I'll be back. All right, we're back. Okay. Man, everybody's still sticking around, man. Shout out to y'all for sticking around, man. Y'all ready for some more clean eating. Who registered for the quiz? Anybody registered for the quiz, the master class, while I was gone? Go book a call. Yeah, people are booking calls. Go book a call. Go do what you got to do, folks. Book a call, master class, whatever it is. I signed up. What'd you sign? You signed up for the quiz, the master class. What'd you sign up for? Because you're the best. Thank you. Let's see. Let's get to some of these questions. Or dogwood, no snacks or dog. I'm Scooby. He's gonna make a Scooby sandwich. Yeah. Yeah. When it comes to your, let me turn this down some. When it comes to your health, folks, I gave the analogy about Scooby-Doo. Don't be out there having some Scooby snacks and all that stuff. Yeah, don't be Scooby-Doo and Shaggy. Don't do it. So that's it, folks. Any questions on this? We're gonna dive more into this. We're gonna dive deeper into this. We ain't done with this yet. Clean eating. Oh, for the master class, no doubt. I did all three. No doubt about it. Shout out to you, K and Dingy. K Digo. K and Digo. Nice. You did all three. What you did the quiz, the master class, and the challenge. Man, you are a hard charger. You are ready. If you did all three. Woo, you did the quiz, the master class, and the challenge. Yeah, you were ready. Just shout out to you, K. You know what it means when you accepted the challenge? Check your email. It's going to go to your email. And it's going to get a couple of emails from you. If not, check your spam. It's probably in your spam. But be on the lookout emails from me. All right? Be on the lookout emails from me. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Tony, what's up, boss? Sweet potatoes are good, right? Yeah. But as long as you obey the rule, remember, look, here's the rule. I got to get more into this rule over here. Let's get more into this rule. We're going to label this. 1, 2, 3. Here's when you grab your plate, right? When you got your plate, you're going to go, what do we say? Carbs, what we say? What do they always say? Fiber first, right? Okay, fiber first. Well, how do you remember fiber first? Like fiber first, I don't know. You can go FF, fiber first. All right, cool. You remember that. But here's how I remember it. Whenever you're eating your plate, you're going to be eating these veggies over here first because that's what the fiber is. 1, this is how you eat. This is the order in which you eat your food. 1, veggies first. What veggies? The non-starchy veggies, like we talked about. Do a search for non-starchy veggies. And then number 2 is the proteins and the fats, or the fats and the proteins. Remember the healthy fats we talked about. The avocados, the nuts and seeds, the olive oil, those are the healthy fats. Single ingredient peanut butter, the proteins, the leaner sources of proteins, the chickens, the turkeys, the steak, the eggs, whatever it is that you eat, the fish, the tofu, the tempeh, whatever it is, protein source that you have, those don't make it the processed ones like sausages and bologna and hot dogs. Hot dog is not clean eating, right? It's not a clean source of protein, a hot dog. Okay. Bacon, and everybody loves bacon. It's not a great source of clean protein. Cheese is not a great source of clean protein, right? Cheese. It's not. Okay. And then finally, for breakfast, the last one right here, look, the last one, number 3 is the carbohydrates. It's why whenever you go to a restaurant, they give you 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. They bring out the veggies first, don't they? Appetizer first, don't they? Second, don't they bring out the main course? Woo, they bring that out last. And then finally, they bring out the dessert last, don't they? So that is why I want you to think about fruits and carbs as pleasure. Think of fruit and carbohydrates, rice and all that pasta, whatever. Think of it as pleasure. Think of it as pleasure. That's how you do it. So you can go down. That's why there's a very specific rule. You can go down on the carbs, but you can't go up. You can change your percentages on the vegetables. You can change your percentages on the proteins and fat. You can change, but you can change your percentage on the carbs. But the only rule is you can't go up. You can go 20%, 25%, 15%. Well, what's 15%, Kelly? Like half of that, 15%. That's as easy. It's easy. 10%, all the way. You can even take that thing all the way down to 0. Because every time you think of carbs and fruits, I want you to think of pleasure. Or I want you to think of dessert. Anytime you think of a watermelon or whatever, a watermelon, a pineapple, or a grape, a strawberry, whatever, I want you to think of, yes, that's why we call it nature's dessert. You ever heard of that thing? Like, ooh, I'm eating nature's desserts. That's why they say that, folks, because it should be eaten as a dessert. It's nature's dessert. It's nature's dessert, folks. That's it. That's why when they go to the restaurant, that's why whenever you go to a restaurant, they don't come out and they don't bring you the dessert first, do they? You don't come out, they don't bring you the dessert first when you go to the restaurant. They bring you out a side salad first. The side salad comes out first. Cheese is very clean. Okay. If that's what you believe, then go ahead. If that's what you believe, you go ahead. But cheese, right? If you really understand what cheese really is and what dairy really is, I promise you wouldn't be saying that. All right. So here's the thing. Think of this as a dessert. That's it, folks. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. What do you eat for breakfast? People are saying, well, what do you eat for breakfast? Here's what you eat for breakfast. 1, 2. Sections 1 and 2 for breakfast. Go get yourself a plate and eat sections 1 and 2 for breakfast. Well, what's in section 1 and 2? Non-starchy veggies, sorry. That could be something like broccoli. You can have broccoli in the morning. With section 2, a fat and a protein. You could have like chicken and avocado. Right? Chicken and avocado and a broccoli. Chicken and broccoli with avocado. That could be your breakfast. You can fill your whole plate with chicken and avocado. This whole plate. Chicken, avocado, veggies. Just be mindful of your percentages too, right? Or you can do you can do what you can kind of relax on the percentages. You can fill your whole plate with that. In the morning time, we're eliminating section 3. You eliminate section 3 in the morning time, and you fill your plate with 1 and 2. This is where you fill your whole plate with 1 and 2. That's it. You just eliminate 3. Because we don't want anything sweet in the morning. We don't want anything sweet in the morning. Homemade smoked bacon, okay? No. First of all, you're smoking it. No. Fresh pork belly with spices. No. Highly not recommended, boss. Tim. Highly not recommended. Don't make that a part of your clean. We're going to take that one out of the clean eating. That's a processed meat. Smoking it, curing it, all of that stuff. You might say like, oh, let me see how deep I can get the smoke ring. Like you look at the brisket or whatever it is you're cooking, and you're like, you listen. Or the pork belly, you said, you'd be like, listen, look at the smoke ring. Yeah, the smoke ring is not good. It's good, you know what I'm saying? If you're looking at it and you like, you got bragging rights and how good it is, but your taste buds may love it, but the rest of your body hates it. So anything that is smoked, anything that is cured like that, especially a processed meat like bacon, you're double trouble. Double trouble. So I would recommend it, boss. Eggs will go over here. Eggs go over there. So you can do something like for breakfast, eggs and avocado or nuts and seeds and some bell peppers. Some bell peppers or something, right? Veggies. I've had a hard time what to eat in the morning. Yeah, here we go. Right here. This is what you eat in the morning. You eliminate section 3. That's what you eat in the morning. Let me see. And here's another one. Check this out. Check this one out. Check this one out. The great equalizer is this. Here's the great equalizers, folks. Beans. Woo! You're suffering from insulin resistance. Ezekiel bread. Yeah, Ezekiel bread is the better option. Avocado toast only. Avocado toast is add your protein on top too. You guys, avocado, throw your little protein over the top as well. Throw some protein over the top as well. That'll smooth everything out. All right. With the uncured turkey bacon, listen, make sure it says nitrite free. If it says that nitrite free, okay. But if it doesn't say that, it's got to specifically say that on the label. But if it doesn't say that, put it back on the shelf. Granola, no. That's section 3. You're not doing that for breakfast. You can do granola, but as long as you're not doing it for breakfast. I had 2 eggs. I had 2 eggs with green peppers, red peppers, and jalapenos. Sorry, I added a little cheese. You didn't got to apologize for me. I'm the last person you got to apologize to. You do what you do. You know what I'm saying? I'm just letting you know that there's consequences to that. You know what I mean? There's as long as you're aware of what the repercussions are. You know what I mean? What the dangers are. Let me say that's a better way. What the dangers of eating dairy is. As long as you understand that and you continue to eat it, that is your choice. I'm not going to say anything. But shout out to somebody for joining the challenge. They joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. They use that discount code RESET20. RESET20. Woo, RESET20. Join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Thanks. I had 2 egg rice, green pepper. Yeah, I got that one. Is Greek yogurt a better dairy option? For blood sugar, yeah. For blood sugar, it is. But for overall health, no, it's not. For blood sugar, yes. Overall health, no. It's a better option. Is it the same? No, it's not the same, right? It's not cheese. What you're talking about? Greek yogurt is a better dairy option. Doesn't matter if it's cheese. If it doesn't matter if it's Greek yogurt. At the end of the day, it's still dairy. All right. What about type 1? If you're type 1, you damn sure want to stay off the dairy. If you're type 1, you damn sure want to stay off the dairy. That is a fact. But type 1 is the same thing. You got to eat. You're going to have to eat this way as well. Beans are the great equalizer. What you know what's better than dairy? Beans. Beans are better than dairy. Here's why. Because beans are resistant starch. What does it mean to be a resistant starch? That means that they're resisting something. What is it resisting? They're resisting, digestion. They cannot be digested. That's what's happening. So whenever you eat beans, like red beans, black beans, pinto beans, navy beans, cannellini beans, garbanzo beans, chickpeas, whenever you're eating that, those are resistant starch. So what's a resistant starch? It's resisting something. So when it goes into your stomach, it's resisting something. What is it resisting? It's resisting digestion, meaning you cannot digest it. They're resistant to digestion. So they'd be like, well, that doesn't sound good. If it's going through my small intestines and it can't be digested, that doesn't sound good, Kelley. Well, actually, it doesn't sound good, but actually it's a great thing. It's great. Here's why it's great. It's because when it gets to your large intestines, when the beans get to your large intestines, now all the real fun happens. Now your gut is like this. This is why they say have good gut health, have great gut health. This is what they mean when they say have great gut health. It means that your large intestines gets to eat all the fiber from the beans. It gets to eat all the fiber from the beans. All the undigested stuff, it can't be digested. But when it gets to the large intestines, all the fiber gets eaten by your microbiome, your gut bacteria, your gut flora. So you can either have good gut health or you can have terrible gut health. Based on whether you got good health or based on whether you got bad gut health, your body's going to express itself in a certain way. Either it's going to express itself through health when you got great gut, or it's going to express itself through sickness and disease when your gut is destroyed. The bacteria in your gut, all the good bacteria in your gut is destroyed. And all you got is just like McDonald's just around everywhere. Like all the gut bacteria from the McDonald's and from the Twinkies and from the Ding Dongs, they're like in the Cheetos, they're all like they took over. And all the good guys are gone. Dang, all the good guys are gone. So as a result, all the good guys being gone, what's going to happen is you're going to suffer in the meantime. You're going to suffer. You're going to express sickness and disease. So beans are great for feeding a good gut bugs. This is why when people start eating beans, sometimes they'll be like, oh, my stomach is hurting, I can't eat beans. Or if they start eating vegetables, they'll be like, oh, my stomach's hurting, I can't eat vegetables. This is what they'll say, I can't eat vegetables. It's like, yeah, you can't eat vegetables right now. Here's why. It's because you destroyed your gut. That's why your gut is under attack. The bad guys, they took over in your gut. They're like, every time a good guy comes out, he gets swallowed up. He can never get any momentum, the good guys. So the bad guys are taking over. So and then you start bringing the good guys back in with the fiber, then that's when the gut hurts. That's when the problems start. Like you're trying to bring the good guys back. They're fighting. The fiber is coming back. They're fighting the bad guys. And the bad guys are trying to keep them at bay. So this is why you get gut issues. That's why your gut starts getting all like, oh my gut. And when I can't eat beans, Kelley. No, you can eat beans. It's just that you destroyed your gut and we got to bring it back. That's all. That's all it means. And it takes about 3 to 4 months to start turning those things over. You can bring it back. It's going to take some patience. Here we go. Let me see. What's a good meat to put on my pinto beans? I told you before, whatever protein that you want. Whatever protein that you prefer, as long as it's not the processed stuff. So you can do chicken, turkey, whatever you do. Steak, whatever you do. Just don't make sure it's not the processed stuff like sausages and bologna and hot dogs. So whatever again, I don't tell people what to eat. I'm just telling them, hey, what to stay away from. Stay away from that processed stuff, and processed meats, the bacons, all of that. Don't do that one. Turkey sausage and egg wise is overall good. No, not the turkey sausage. That's we just talked about processed meat. Turkey sausage is an ant. They're gonna be a no-go. That's a processed meat. What's good to eat for breakfast for a diabetic patient? You might be just joining us, Letitia, but sections 1 and 2. Sections 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Non-starchy veggies, proteins and the fats. No sweet breakfast. You could do beans for breakfast. You could do veggies with your beans. You could do your protein. Like somebody was asking, what's a good protein to go with my beans or with my veggies or whatever? You can do avocados. You could do chicken. You could do turkey. You could do tofu. You could do tempeh. You could do fish. You could do whatever. Just as long as it's not the processed stuff, like the canned tunas and all that. That's processed stuff. Canned tuna. Stay away from the canned tuna. Stay away from the Hormels when you're walking through the grocery store and you see all those packaged meats and all that stuff, and even everything in the frozen aisle and all that stuff. Like, stay away from all of that. Working out. It's not about working out. It's about moving your body. It's about being active. We clean eating right now. We did the workout earlier. You missed that one. No can. You can do canned beans. Right? You can do canned beans. Preferably you want to do the natural bean. I mean, not the beans that you cook, dry beans, preferably. So you can put your own spin on it then. But you can do canned beans as well, but preferably the dry beans. What is the best tuna? Well, it's definitely not the canned tuna. Don't do the canned tuna. That's how I'll tell you that one. I'll tell you which one's not the best is the canned tuna. Don't do that one. Can diabetes be reversed after 10 years on meds? I don't care how long you had it. I don't care how long you had diabetes. Insulin resistance. The question is, how much work are you willing to do? How much work are you willing to do to change your lifestyle? How much work are you willing to do when you're a pre-diabetic, when the numbers are getting bad, and you say, I've had diabetes for 10 years. I don't care if you had 10, 15, 20 years. I don't care how long you had it. Are you willing to do the work that's required? What is the work that's required? Having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating. That's what we're talking about right now. Effective sleep. Alcohol, cutting out the alcohol, cut the alcohol out of your life. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, diabetes, the last thing that you should probably have, again, I don't tell people what to do anymore. I'm just telling them the last thing that you should probably be having is alcohol. Is alcohol. That's it. That's the last thing that you should be having if you are suffering from insulin resistance, diabetes, PCOS, pre-diabetes, whatever. Because I told you, what it means to be insulin resistant is it means you're already sick. It means that it just hasn't gotten bad yet. Or if you're suffering from, if your numbers are, if your A1C is a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever, that means it's getting bad. And the more and more alcohol you drink, the more and more you're contributing to poor health, especially if you're suffering from diabetes. Sweet potatoes, you can have sweet potatoes as long as you obey the rules, right? 1, 2, 3. What do you mean you love sweet potatoes? What do you mean fruit not allowed? Look right here. Fruit is allowed. You're just joining us. But fruit is allowed right here. Fruit is allowed. You just got to obey the very, very specific rule. I think you're just joining us. So yeah. Fruit is definitely allowed. It's just you got to know how to eat the fruit. Oh, good. Yeah. I want my mother signed up too, but she doesn't have TikTok. Your mother doesn't have to have TikTok to sign up. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. She doesn't need that, right? She needs to go to the link. She can go to the link. It doesn't have to be there. Send me a message and we'll send you a link. If she doesn't have TikTok, she can go to the other socials as well. Find me on the other socials as well. I'm everywhere because the link is there. Where's the link? What link am I talking about? Join the challenge. From our folks who have joined in the challenge. Few folks have joined the challenge this morning. Shout out to them for joining the challenge. Here we go, right here. Here's where the challenge is. Click right up here. Click on my picture again. So click right up here, click on my picture again. I'm going to direct you to it. And then check it out. Links right here. Links in my bio. Now, when I say link in bio, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. Right there. That's it. It's Disney World for diabetics, folks. I grew up in Orlando. I know a thing or two about Disney World. That's what Disney World is. When I was a kid, they wanted me to be Mickey. They wanted me to be Mickey. They told me I was too tall, though. I didn't get it. I didn't get the role as Mickey Mouse when I was a kid. So that's why, as an adult, I created this right here. In spite of not being able to be Mickey Mouse as a kid, that's why I created this page right here. With all the stuff for diabetic, it's like Disney World for a diabetic. That's it. What's in there? The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, the quiz, the master class, the all types of stuff on there, man. Look at that. All types of goodies on there. Look at that. Look at that. Flip the script on type. Look at that. All of that stuff, man. The goodies. All of the goodies. You can book a call there. All kinds of stuff, man. It's there. Look. What we do, everything. Why choose us? We breaking free. We breaking free. Freedom. Freedom. That's what we're doing. So that's it, folks. There's a lot of free stuff on there. The quiz is free. The master class is free. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is the only thing that's not free on there. Everything is free, but for the reason that the challenge is not free is because it's only for serious people. It's only for serious people who have gotten to the point where change, like, listen, man, we putting all the excuses to the side because excuses will destroy us and take away everything that we ever wanted. Everything that we ever wanted. You know what will destroy us? You know what will take it away from us? Everything that we ever wanted. Are excuses. They'll take away everything. And you look back and be like, dang, you just be like, regret. It's either regret or the hard work. You like, either way, it's going to hurt. Changing your lifestyle is going to hurt, and staying the same is going to hurt. So you just got to figure out which one are you willing to grow through? Which pain are you willing to grow through? Is it the pain of having to take all this medication all day, every day? Is it that pain that you got to grow through? Or is it the pain that you're going to have to grow through to be able to do all this lifestyle stuff? Have an active body, clean eating, effective sleep, like totally change the way that you go about your life in certain areas. Peaceful and stress management, activity, eating, sleeping. You're quite welcome, Swag TV. So that's it, folks. That's it. It's choice time. It's choice time. Like I tell people, like, listen, you're an adult. You're an adult. It's choice time. It's time for you to make a choice. The choice is, you want your A1C to continue to be high? You want your blood sugar to continue to be high? The choice is taking the medication for, if you're suffering from type 2 diabetes, you've got too much insulin, you're going to have to take all this medication for the rest of your life, all of the Ozempics and all of that, the GLP ones? Or do you want to switch things up and crack the code to your new life to become that best version of yourself? You know the best version of yourself? That one. Same version that I had to get to. To get here, I had to become the best version of myself. To get right here, I had to become the best version of myself. Look at the difference between the two pictures, right? To get there, I had to become the best version of myself. The worst version of myself, that's hitting rock bottom, right? That's it. The before picture, that is literally 2 weeks before I hit rock bottom, was this picture right here. All right, I'm going to show you and look right here. 2 weeks before this picture was rock bottom. I was in Canada giving a class. Now, how I hit rock bottom is whenever I go to the doctor and I got diagnosed as being a diabetic, having heart disease, and being obese. That was rock bottom. But the only reason that it was rock bottom is because my mother had just passed away 2 months prior from the exact same condition that I just got diagnosed with. So that was the only reason, the only reason that I hit rock bottom. is because my mother had just passed away 2 months prior. Had it just be me saying like, yo, listen, the doctor would have just told me, listen, you got heart disease, you got obesity, you've got, you know what I mean, all of that stuff. I probably would have just took the medicine. You've got diabetes. I probably would have just took the medicine. That's probably what I would have did. But I decided, you know what? When my mother passed away and I got that diagnosis, it was just like everything just snapped. It was just like, boom. It was like, I got it. I started doing mad research on why my mother passed away. And the more and more research I did, the more and more I kept getting pointed back to it's the food. It's the food that we're eating. It's the lifestyle that we're eating. It's the diet and lifestyle. Oh, so I decided that's why you have to see the difference between the two pictures, the before and after pictures. One was before 2 weeks before my diagnosis, and the other one was a year after my diagnosis, wearing the same clothes. So no more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. How did I do that? Because I put all the excuses to the side. It's the same thing that you're going to have to do. And I know it hurts. I know it's going to be like, Kelley, was there a different way, bro? Is there a different way than besides me putting my excuses to the side? And the more and more I dug into it, I did it for many years. I yo-yo diet for many years. I avoided doing this. I avoided doing that throughout my 30s until one day I woke up and then I had diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. So when I finally put I lived on my excuses in my 30s. And then when I got to be 42 years old is when I said, you know what, enough with the excuses. So why is it now? Why is it that people say when you get to be 40 years old, it's all downhill from here? Says who? It's not all downhill. When you get to be 50, it's all downhill. Says who? Says society? Says your doctor? Says who says that? Society? You, your family? Who says that? No. Here's the thing. People are like, what about genetics? Well, genetics set the stage. Genetics, they set the stage. Genetics set the stage for me right here. This was the stage being set for me right there. That stage got set. My mother set the stage. It's passed it down because that's when she passed away, I got diagnosed with the same condition 2 weeks later. So my genetics set the stage because I got the same condition that she had. But then my lifestyle stole the show. You see the picture on the right, the after? That's what stole the show. Look, my lifestyle stole the show. They stole it like a freaking thief in the night. Stole the damn show. It was my lifestyle. And if you ever want the lifestyle to steal your show, you're going to have to do the work. That's it. That's it, folks. You ready to do the work? Register for the quiz, register for the masterclass, join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for my real action takers. Use that live discount code to reset20, folks. Reset20. It's today's live discount code. That's it. What's up, Amanda? Kelley, you're quite welcome. Yeah. Thank you. You're quite welcome. I want to throw away everything in my pantry. Yep, lifestyle. I don't even use that one. I don't use that one in today's world gracefully. I just say steal the show. Steal the show. We don't use that one. We don't use that one gracefully. Not in today's world. Okay. So do this one instead. Your lifestyle, your genetics set the stage, just like a big Broadway show. Your genetics set the stage in the big Broadway show. You're in New York, you're on Broadway, and the genetics is setting the stage. But then that lifestyle comes out and they just start going to steal the dang on show. And they'll be like, who was the star of that show? We'd be like, it was my lifestyle. So that's the question. Why do I no longer have diabetes? Why do I no longer have heart disease? Why do I no longer have obesity? Even though it ran in my family. You want to know why? You want to know why it no longer exists in my body? Because diabetes and metabolic syndrome ran in my family until it ran into me. That's what I want you to say, folks. Diabetes ran in my family until it ran into me. All right. What do you think about liquid IV sugar-free? I think that's crap as well. I think that's crap. What kind of sugar-free is it? Is it stevia or is it the artificial sweeteners? If it's the artificial sweeteners, If it's stevia, okay. But if it's the artificial stuff, no, we get rid of that one, folks. We get rid of that one. All right, any questions over here? Any questions on my other social over here? No questions over here. So that's it, folks. We're done with clean eating then. We're done with clean eating. Oh, last thing on clean eating. Last thing on clean eating. I said you can go down on the carbs. Never eat, last rule, never eat beans and rice together. Never eat beans and rice together. I know it's a tough rule for people to follow. Don't eat beans and rice together, but don't do it. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, do not go to Popeyes and get that red bean, their famous red beans and rice. Don't do it. You go there and get their famous red beans and rice, man. And then you get the biscuit with it. And then you get what else do you get with it? Ooh, the honey. Ooh, and then you get the Hawaiian punch to go with it. And then you get your 2 pieces of chicken with all that flour on it. You want to know what's going to happen to your blood sugar when you eat Popeyes, all that stuff, and you're already suffering from insulin resistance? Yeah, your blood sugar is going to take off like a rocket. Take off like a rocket. No. So never eat beans and rice together. Never eat this section 3, beans and rice together. Beans and rice, beans and potatoes. Don't eat that together because it's going to send, if you're suffering from insulin resistance, if you're insulin sensitive person, great. That's the goal, to be insulin sensitive. Type 1 or type 2. Insulin sensitive is the goal. But never, ever eat beans and rice together if you're suffering from high blood sugars. And then that's it, folks. When you eat beans together, eat beans and rice together, you just basically exit out, you cancel out the beans, basically. They're still resistant starch, but they're not as powerful as they once were. And here we go, folks, the veggies right here. Start it back over again. That's how you do it. It's just an endless cycle, folks. Just an endless loop. That's how you do this every day. You show up, you do the work, you do it again tomorrow. You show up, you do the work, you do it again tomorrow. It's just an endless cycle. You can go get yourself a plate, get yourself a clean eating plate. You're good to go, man. Good to go. Any other questions on clean eating? No beans and rice together. No. You're right, Jazz. No beans and rice together. Yeah, monk fruit. The sweeteners: stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Those are the 3 sweeteners. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Those are the 3 sweeteners. If it's not stevia, monk fruit, allulose, man, throw it back on the shelf. Never eat beans and rice together when suffering from insulin resistance. That's correct. That's correct. Never eat beans and rice, and then all the potatoes too. The potatoes and all that stuff. Try to stay away from the potatoes and the rice. The potatoes and the beans. Sorry, potatoes and the beans. Don't eat beans and don't eat beans with section number 3. Don't eat beans with other carbohydrates. That's a great rule. We Puerto Ricans do that all the time. I know how it goes. I know some arroz con pollo, arroz gandules. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know beans and rice, peas and rice. Yeah, I know about it. But if you're suffering from insulin resistance, I don't care if you're Puerto Rican or not. Don't do it. Don't do it. Chicken with flour, biscuits with that beans and rice. No beans and potatoes will spike your blood sugar. Exactly. Beans and potatoes are exactly. Beans and potatoes, the same thing. Same thing. This beans with section 3 is a no-go. Do not mix beans with the section 3. Don't do it. Yeah, chicken with flour. That's all that Popeyes. The biscuits. Yeah. With the beans and the honey. Don't forget the honey. Don't forget the honey, Miss His Majesty. You gotta have the honey. And then you gotta have the fruit punch. You know the fruit punch? They wash it with all the artificial flavors and all the sugar in it. All the artificial colors, that red. You think that's a real red? That's not real. That red from that fruit punch, that's not real. It's artificial. What about carbs and protein together? You gotta obey the rules, right? As long as you eat the carbs last, as long as you eat them last, right? If you do protein and then the carbs, yeah, you could do that. That's called putting clothing on your carbohydrates. So never eat naked carbs. So yes, you can do the carb with the protein. It's going to slow down how quickly the molecules enter your bloodstream, the glucose molecules. So yes, that's called putting clothing on that. So yeah, you can do that, carbs with the protein, and then you can add a healthy fat on there as well. Add an avocado. That's going to slow down the spike of those carbohydrates. So yeah, that's a good point. Can you eat beans if you don't have carbs? Yeah. Yeah, you can do the beans by themselves. Do the beans by themselves, right? That's it. You can do the beans by themselves. Beans are a special kind of carbohydrates. They're resistant starch. So you can eat those by themselves. The beans, absolutely. Are black peas, are black-eyed peas a bean? Yeah. Yeah, they are. What about grits? No. What about grits? No. Grits are going to be a no-go. Grits are going to be a no-go. Yes, for carbs and protein together. Even with an avocado, yeah. So carbs, if you do, yeah, with an avocado, that's a healthy fat. That's called putting clothing on your carbs. You want to put clothing on your carbs. So that could be a veggie. It could be a protein or a fat. That's why you want to eat the carbs last. That's why I got the 3 over here. So this is the limit. Look. That's why I got the 3 over here. So 1, you eat the veggies first. You eat the proteins. You want to have something inside of your stomach first before you eat the carbs. Basically, think of it a way as you coating your stomach, right? Coating your stomach. Coat your stomach with something, with some fiber and some proteins and fats before you have the carbohydrates. That's probably an easier way to say it. Coat your stomach with it. Okay. Beans are resistant starch. They are, yes. Okay. So how should we eat? How should we eat? Is the veggies first, then protein, then carbs last? Yeah, veggies first, then the proteins, yeah, then the carbs. Just think of it just like when you go to a restaurant. You go to a restaurant, they bring out the salad first because it's veggies first. And then they bring out the main course, your proteins and your fats. That's the main course. When you be like, and they bring the stuff to the table and all the waiters come out and they're like, all your food, they were like, oh, you're like, oh, that's our food right there. And then the waiters come out and they throw the little thing down and they flap it down and they put your food there like, oh yeah, we're getting ready to eat. Yeah. That's the main course. You do that second. And then lastly, when you're at the restaurant, they're going to say, when you're done eating, they're going to say, would you like? That's what they're going to come out and say. Would you like, sir? Would you like, ma'am? You're going to be like, would I like what? Would you like to see the dessert menu? Would you like to see the dessert menu? They don't come out and say, hey, as soon as you get to the restaurant, would you like to see the dessert menu? They don't say that. Somebody said they lost their dad. Oh, man, your dad passed away from that. Sorry to hear that. Yeah. Is peanut butter bad? Well, if you use the Yuka app, depends on what kind of peanut, the ones with all the other stuff in it. But if it just says single ingredient peanut butter, if you look on the back and it says roasted peanuts, that's great. If you look on the back and it says roasted almonds or just almonds, that's it. When you look on the back and it says almonds or peanuts with this type of oil, this type of additive, that type of this, that's the one that you don't, that's bad peanut butter. The better peanut butter is the one with the single ingredients. You want to use that Yuka app. Remember we talked about that Yuka app. Jazz, I know you got that Yuka app. Thoughts on unicity? Unicity, it's the same as what's the name, right? It's the same. It's you could use it as a tool. It's just like I would put it in the same category as berberine or apple cider vinegar or something like that. It's a tool. Is it the end all be all? No. You're not going to be able to avoid doing the work. You're not going to be able to take a supplement and avoid doing the work. But that's my thoughts on it. I put it in the same categories as all those other stuff. It's a tool, but it's not the end all be all. The actual work is right here. This is the work. So this is my thoughts on unicity and all that other stuff. Right? Do the work first. Because you ain't gonna be able to avoid the work forever. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be able to avoid the work forever. Dad lost 51 pounds, no more diabetes because of the carnivore diet. Yeah, whatever one worked, if the carnivore diet worked for him, fantastic. The point is, something had to change. Something had to change. Something had to change in his lifestyle. Can you eat oatmeal? Can you eat oatmeal for breakfast? No, you cannot. You do not eat oatmeal for breakfast. That's section 3. You're suffering from insulin resistance. You should not be eating oatmeal for breakfast. No. Can changing diets eliminate tingling and numbness of the feet? Yes, it can. Yes, it can. Hang out with me for 14 days and I'm going to show you the power of nutrition. Can changing your diet. Hang out with me for 14 days in the blood sugar reset challenge. I'm going to show you the power of food. I'm going to show you how powerful food is. You're going to be like, I didn't know food was this powerful. Because a lot of times, you know what I hear a lot of the times? Even I talk to nurses or whoever, people in the medical field, they look at me crazy now when I tell them how much power food has. They be like, yeah, okay, bro. Food does not have that much power. The medication has more power over the food. This is what they say. And I'll be like, no, actually, the food has more power over the medication. Because here it is. It's lifestyle first, medication second. And then this is what I hit them with. I hit them with this. If you thought it was the medication first, no. I hit them with this. That it should be your lifestyle first, medication second. Then I hit them with this. I hit them with, when the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. And then I just dropped the mic on them. That's the end of the debate. When the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. Like, it doesn't work, the medication. But when the diet is correct, you don't even need the medication. Wow. Think of the power of that. That is the power of nutrition. You hang out with me for 2 weeks, I'm going to show you the power of nutrition. We're going to go back and we'll holler at your doc. Like, yo, doc, remember that stuff you were saying about you got to take this stuff for the rest of your life? Insulin. If you have type 1 diabetes, yes, you got to take medication for the rest of your life. Insulin for the rest of your life. But if you can drastically reduce how much insulin you're using. You can bring your cells, you can make your cells so insulin sensitive that it's not even funny. Or it's not ruining your life. If you're type 2 diabetic, you go to the doctor and you get what's called the C-peptide test. You go to the doctor and you get what's called a C-peptide test, right? Check it out. If you ever wanted to know can I get rid of diabetes, Kelley? Is it possible for me to get rid of diabetes? Go get yourself a C-peptide test. You're like, well, what's the C-peptide test, Kelley? No, you can't drink Gatorade. Don't drink Gatorade. A C-peptide test is C-peptide test. Now, you can ask your doctor for this test to go get what's called a C-peptide test. And what that test is going to do, folks, is going to tell you if you're able to eliminate diabetes or not. Type 1, type 2, whatever. Type 1, their number is going to be so low that they're not going to be able to do it. But if you go to type 2 diabetic, insulin resistance, any form of insulin resistance, and if your number comes back between a 0.5 and a 2.0, if your number comes back anywhere between that, you know what that means? That means that, or even higher. Basically, let me say this. Basically, if it's above a 0.5, you know what that number means? That number means that you can get rid of diabetes. That's what that number means. It's a very, very powerful number, folks. We talked about A1C and all that stuff. The question is, can it be reversed? Always the question. Can I reverse pre-diabetes, Kelley? Can I reverse this? I've had diabetes for such and such 20, 10, 15, 10 years. Can I reverse it, Kelley? How do you manage? Can you reverse it? How you manage? How you get off the med safely? Is you start with your nutrition, which we're doing in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Go get a C-peptide test. It's a special test. Your doctor's just not going to give you this test. You got to go say, like, doc, I want that special test, a C-peptide test. And if that comes back between 0.5 or 2 above that, that means here's what it is. I usually lose people. Let's see how many people I got on this live. I usually lose people when I tell them this. People drop out of the live when I tell this because people do not like, people hate this formula. But it is a formula for success. It is a formula for success. If your number comes back between 0.5 and 2, here it is. Here's the only thing that's holding you back from being successful. Success. Here's the formula. It's MA plus D minus E equals success. It's a formula. You're like, well, what kind of formula is that, Kelley? Well, let's see how many people we got here. 250. I'm telling you, whenever I use this, when people hate me. If your number comes back between 0.5 or 2 or higher, here's how you can be successful. It's MA stands for massive action. I got a lot of bad pens over here. Massive action. That's what the MA stands for. It means you can get rid of diabetes, folks, but this is the formula that you're going to have to master. Massive action plus determination. That's what the D stands for. Every time I do this, when everybody drops out, watch. Determination, massive action plus determination. Here it is, though. Here it is. Here's the part that people hate. People hate me for this. They don't like me. They're going to leave my life. You guys are going to leave my life. Watch this. Minus, here it is. Your excuses. See how many we got. Here we go. All right, folks. I'll see y'all later. I know a lot of people get ready to drop out. Because when you go to your doctor and you get that C-peptide test, there are no more excuses at that point. We can put it all to bed. The debate is over with. Like the debate, there's no more debate. If your number comes back higher than 0.5, you can reverse diabetes. How many people dropping out? Let me see how many people drop. I'm telling you, it's usually a massive dropout. That number says that you're in that range. The only thing that's holding you back is your excuses. That's it. So it's massive action. You're going to have to take some serious action, and you're changing in your lifestyle. And people don't want to hear that. They're like, no, Kelley. You got to have some determination. You got to get to the point where whenever you run into some temporary defeat, you just keep going. It's not failure until you stop. It's not failure until you stop. So that's determination. And then, but this last part, man, it's the last part of the formula, is your excuses. Who's going to go get a C-peptide test? If you're going to go get a C-peptide test, say me. A lot of people are like, I ain't taking that test, Kelley. No. Because a lot of people do not want to face the reality. They don't want to face the reality that they know that they're going to have to do some work now. They don't want to face that. Because they want to keep telling themselves that same story. The story of, see, here's what your excuses are. Your excuses are just a story that we tell ourselves to stay comfortable. That's it. That's what an excuse is. It's a story that we tell ourselves to stay comfortable. Every excuse is just a bridge to nowhere. Burn that bridge bridge and build a new path forward. That's what every excuse is a bridge to no damn where. I want you to burn that bridge and build a new path forward. It starts with going to the doctor and facing the reality of, is my number higher than a 0.5? If it is, then it's go time. If it is, then the only thing that's holding me back is my daggone excuses. That's the only way that I'm going to be successful. So I hope that's making sense to y'all, folks. I hope it's making sense to y'all. Let me see. Let's see some questions. What is the 2-week program? I came in late. The 2-week challenge is this. The 2-week challenge is for about people who are ready to put excuses to the side. Thank you for asking that question. If you are ready to put your excuses to the side, if you are ready to take massive action, and if you've got a certain level of determination, we're welcoming you in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's what we're doing. It's a blueprint for 14 days. It's a boot camp basically for your blood sugar. Here it is. Here's where it is. Click right up here, and then click on my picture again. What we're doing is we're just streamlining your nutrition. That's all we're doing. We're streamlining your nutrition. That's it. Look, right here. Look, there's the quiz. There's it is right there. Click that link. We're on TikTok. Sorry about that. On my other networks, it's the same, right? Click the link in my description. You'll see it. It's going to look just like this. Here's where the quiz is. Here's where you can, that quiz that I talked about, if you say, I've been living with excuses this entire time, or if I've been doing the right things, here's where the quiz that you can take to tell where you stand on this formula right here. Have you been taking the math and action, determination, or have you been kind of laying back a little bit? Now, this is going to tell your diabetes management style. You take that quiz. It's a 2-minute quiz that you can take. The masterclass is right here. It's a free masterclass, 45-minute masterclass. Absolutely free, folks. All you got to pay is attention. The PDF, you can download the PDF and read it. You can read the PDF. It'll tell you the formula. The peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep, lifestyle medicine formula, folks. But for my action takers, for my people who are ready to put the excuses to the side, people say, you know what? Enough with the excuses, Kelley. Here we go. What do we got to do? Well, you join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What you can expect, here's what you can expect. You can expect that by the end of the 14 days, if you follow the blueprint, your blood sugar is not going to look the same. That's what you can expect. All right? If you're ready to take control of your blood sugar, these are the people who are ready to take control of their blood sugar. Just like I did. I was ready to take control of my blood sugar. And what other people are saying. 14 days, 42 meals, all designed by me. All you got to do is follow the blueprint. Is it going to be hard? Yeah, it's hard. It's a challenge. Are you going to be outside of your comfort zone? Yeah, you're going to be outside of your comfort zone. It's $99 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But while I'm live, if you use the live discount code, it's SAVE20. SAVE20, you're joining the 14-day. I'm sorry, not SAVE20. That's the old one. Reset20. That's the new one. The new code is Reset20. You're joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for $79. Instead of $99, it's $79. Life-changing experience for your blood sugar. We're putting it through a boot camp. You're hanging out with me, and by the end of the 14 days, you're going to be just like this shirt. This is what you're going to say about your blood sugar at the end of those 14 days. You're going to be like, damn! What the hell have I been doing the last 10 years? 10, 15, 20 years? That's the journey I take you on, folks. I told you this was a movie. I told you, didn't I tell you at the beginning of this live? I said, this is a movie. It's a story. But what story? It's about the story of your life. I've been showing you my pictures and all that stuff, but it's not about me. It's about you. It's your story. Well, how is your book going to be written? When they write your book at the end of when your book is over and they close the casket on you, what is your book going to say? Is your book going to say this? Is your book going to say, here is Laura? I'm going to use a name. Here's Laura, or I'm going to use my own name. Or here's Kelley. Kelley passed away at the age of 25, but they didn't bury him until he was 75. Think about what I just said. I passed away at the age of 25, but they don't bury me until I'm 75 years old. And what the hell does that mean, Kelley? That means I spent 50 years of my life, with excuses and everything. And this guy right here. Had I not changed, look, 50 years, that would have been 50 years of my life would have been gone. I wasted it away. Wasted it away. Why? It's because I stayed around and I decided not to do the work. I decided not to take massive action. I decided not to have enough determination. And I let my excuses take over. And as a result, I suffered for 50 years. I didn't do anything that I wanted to do in those 50 years. All because I didn't take care of my health. You ever heard that saying before, folks? You ever heard this? Check this out. You ever heard this? They say, here's the saying that when we get older, right? Most people spend their health. Check this out. Most people spend their health trying to gain wealth, or most people spend their health gaining wealth. And then they got to turn around and spend their wealth to regain their health. Ooh, that's serious there. That's serious. Most people will spend their health in their early life trying to get as much money as they can. Let me get the money. I got a plan for my money. I got a plan for that. But I don't got a plan for my health. Now I'm 75 years old. Now all the money that I saved and all that stuff, all that stuff that I saved, all that stuff that I invested in, and I neglected my health for 50 years, all that stuff. Now I got to spend all the money that I saved to try to regain my health. Think about it. Think about it. That's it, folks. If you don't want to spend those 50 years like I was going to, they were going to bury me at 75 years old, but I would have passed away at the age of 25. All because I spent 50 years filled with excuses. Am I not talking about? I'm talking about type 2, but type 1 as well. Type 1 diabetes as well. You've got the power to take massive action plus determination minus your excuses. Now, when you go get your C-peptide test as a type 1, yeah, it's going to be below a 0.5. So that means that you don't produce enough insulin. But here's what you can do. You can still take massive action. You can still have a bunch of determination, and you can still eliminate your excuses by correcting these areas of your life: peaceful mind, stress management, activity, eating, the big one, sleeping, another big one, alcohol, substances, another big one. How you maximize those areas, even if your number is below the 0.5, how you can max it still comes down to the same formula. How serious are you about your lifestyle? How serious about you are about becoming super insulin sensitive? How serious are you about it? Are you about taking baby steps? Or are you about you putting your toe in? Or are you about taking it all the way? You're jumping in the deep end. Like, you're jumping in the deep end when it comes to lifestyle. Right? That's it. Yeah, and compiling with medication. Yeah, when you're 75 years old, you got a whole bunch of medication. You're 60, you might be 60, 55 years old. You might have your planner out. You plan it. The only thing that you're planning out your health, but you're planning out the way that you didn't want to plan it out. You plan it out by your medication every week. Sunday medication, Monday medication, Tuesday medication, Wednesday medication. You got it in that little thing, and you got to carry it around with you. You map it out for the week. You don't want to spend the rest of your life mapping out your medications. You want to be living life. Remember I told you, pass away at 25, bury you at the age of 75. That's what I mean. You don't want to be doing that. That's not the life you want. That's not the story that you wrote for yourself. Is that the story that you're going to write for yourself? This medication all day, every day. That's the story you wrote for yourself. That's how your book is going to write. That's how you want your book to write. Or you're going to be the person that they say, we made a documentary out of this person. Out of this person's life, we made a damn documentary. because that's how much they wanted to succeed. They took a whole hell of a lot of massive action. They had a whole hell of a lot of determination, and excuses, they did not have any. They just did. They had more reasons. They had more reasons than they had excuses. And as a result, we made a documentary about this person because they changed their whole life. They changed everything. And as a result, they're still kicking. They're still hanging around. They didn't pass away at the age of 25 and didn't get buried at 75. They just lived all the way until they were like 85, 90, 100 years old. That's how they lived. Free of diabetes. They unlocked their diabetes freedom. That's what you want to do, folks. Is that the life you want to do? You want to unlock your diabetes freedom, or do you want to sit around and just take medications all day, every day? Like medication, yeah. You don't get to the point where you just hit rock bottom like I did. I hit rock bottom. I said, you know what, man, enough with this damn medication. And I just like got so fed up. I didn't even take the medication. I just took it and I just threw it against the doggone wall. That's how disgusted I was that day. That's called hitting rock bottom. Yeah, without insulin, if you're type 1, if you're type 1 diabetic, yeah, if you're without insulin, you will not make it. You are correct. You are correct. That is why it's very, very important for you to become as insulin sensitive as possible. That's why it's very important for you to get these lifestyle measures right. If you're a type 1 diabetic, you better be getting these lifestyle measurements right now. Like your lifestyle better be so dialed in that you're like a machine. And then that's how you train. You train yourself to be so locked in. You train yourself to focus. Yeah. But I like your positive attitude. Well, yeah, it's not a Miss Lerma. If you're type 1 diabetic, again, but are you talking about, are you type 1 or type 2? If you're type 1 diabetic, yeah, you will not make it. But if you're type 2 diabetic, I don't know. Tell me what you mean, Miss Lerma. Because you threw that out there, but I like your positive attitude. So I want to know what you're talking about on there. You know what I'm saying? Right? You look at my qualifications right here. Look. You see those? Boom. There's where it is. That's where it is. So that's it, folks. That's it. This is what you're going to have to do. Any questions on what you're going to have to do? Yeah, I did talk about the C-peptide. That's what, see right there up there? I did. You're just joining us. I'm curious. I asked for HbA1c. That's it. I have. Right there. Just missed it. We're just wrapping it up about C-peptide. But go get that test. Go get it done. And when that test comes back between 0.5 or 2, even if it comes back higher than 2, that means that you have more than enough insulin. That means you got too much if it comes back higher than the 2. That means that you can definitely reverse diabetes, reverse insulin resistance. I mean, you can definitely do it. How long is your type 2 diabetes reverse course? It's not about the reversing it. Reversing it is totally up to you. I got a 2-week challenge. In my 2-week, I have a 90-day program as well. But the 2-week challenge goes like this. The 2-week challenge is a start. To start to say, are you going to get rid of diabetes in 2 weeks? No, you're not going to get rid of diabetes in 2 weeks. It takes about 6 months to say, okay, yeah, I'm officially no longer a diabetic. 6 months, no medication, great. But in 2 weeks, I'm going to show you the power of what can happen to your blood sugar in as little as 2 weeks. A1C is the overall 3 months. But in 2 weeks, we're going to take your fasting blood sugar and we're going to bring that thing all the way back down. All the way back down to within range or within close to the range. All based on the work that you do. It's a blueprint. I know it works because I did it. Everybody who's joined the challenge, couple hundred people have already joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. When you join that challenge, it's a streamlined effect. All you do is show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. Go to the store, get the food, cook the food, eat the food. That's it. It's all laid out for you. It's a blueprint. The recipes are laid out for you. The shopping list is laid out for you. What you got to do every day, that's all laid out for you. All laid out for you. All you got to do is just do the work, and you're going to do the work, a blueprint, just like everybody else does. And you're going to get similar results as they got. You want to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge? Click the link in my bio. Use that discount code RESET20 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. We're going to put a big dent in it in 2 weeks. You're not going to get rid of diabetes in 2 weeks. All right, that diagnosis. But we're going to put a big dent in it. Okay? I just want to show you in 2 weeks, in as little as 2 weeks, if you dial in and you focus, if you have massive action, you have a lot of determination, and you eliminate your excuses, and in 2 weeks, your blood sugar won't look the same. You won't look the same. You won't feel the same. Inflammation will be down. Everything will be going back to normal because that's all your body wants to do. It wants to heal. It wants to heal. That's it. Thanks for going over again. Much appreciated. I'll request it. Yeah, absolutely. Go take the quiz, folks. Understand and learn your diabetes management style. It's a 2-minute quiz that you can take. People are taking a quiz right here. Look, people are already taking a quiz. And do me a favor, folks, and bebop that screen. Bebop the screen and share this live out with anybody that you know is struggling. We're getting ready to get up out of here in a few minutes. Any questions over here? Y'all got any questions over here, man? Also, follow me on all my other socials as well. We're everywhere, right? If there's ever a problem with this app, sometimes if there is, okay? Sometimes there is. I would follow me on the other ones as well. We're there. YT, FB, we're there. We're there right now, only folks. Everybody's over there. We're there. How about the Blueprint Foods 14-day reset? Can I have certain foods? Yeah, there's a lot of variety on the 14-day challenge. There's a lot of variety right here. Look. You're going to get the list, and you're going to have a lot of variety on that list. It's a lot of variety on that list. Here's the quiz, the masterclass. Quiz, masterclass, 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. People are asking about the challenge. Yeah, here we go. Look. 14 days, 42 meals, all designed by me. Now, but with that being said, there is a bunch of variety. There's a tons of variety on that list. Based on those the categories of foods that we're going to be eating, you got a lot of variety in those categories of foods. Yeah. Now, is it going to be easy? No, it's not going to be easy. Is it a challenge? Yeah. Is it for you to get you outside of your comfort zone for 2 weeks? That's what the point of the challenge is. To get you outside of your comfort zone for 2 weeks. Because here's the thing, like I started this live, growth and comfort cannot coexist. They can't coexist together, growth and comfort. That's kind of like saying it could be winter and summer in the same place at the same time. It's impossible. It is impossible to have winter and summer in the same place at the same time. These are called seasons, folks. They're seasons. Either you're going to be a season of focus or a season of balance. Focus and balance can't be together. Growth and comfort don't go together. They're different seasons. So in this 14-day challenge, I'm going to take you outside of your comfort zone for 2 weeks. But here's the thing, even though I'm going to take you outside of your comfort zone for 2 weeks, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm taking you outside of your comfort zone. At the end of those 14 days, even if you say, like, listen, man, you think about my comfort zone. At the end of those 14 days, you think about your comfort zone. You can easily go back to your comfort zone. You can go back to what's comfortable because it's your choice. But you're going to be stuck with a serious dilemma because your blood sugar is going to start to look so good following this blueprint that you're going to be like, should I stay? Should I keep growing? Or should I go back to my comfort zone? After the 2 weeks, that's why I only did it for 2 weeks, to show you the positive results. Should I go back to my comfort zone? That's a question you're going to have to ask yourself. That's the point of the challenge. Use the code RESET20, join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge right here. It's $99 to join the challenge. But when you use that discount code RESET20, RESET20, that's it. When at checkout, $99, but it will turn to $79. It will slash the price to $79. And it was at that point where you just took some massive action because you're going to succeed. Here's why. At that point, when you register for the challenge, you register for the quiz, you register for the master class, you book a call, you do something, you take some type of action. But the bigger the action, the more determination you have, the more you eliminate the excuses, the more successful you will be. And it's a loop. It's a loop. Just keep on doing that. Yeah, write that formula down, folks. MA plus D minus E equals success. E is excuses, your excuses. What is your view on eating sweet corn? Today's corn is not the same corn as it used to be back in the day, right? It's highly modified, right? Try not to eat this corn as much as you can still eat it, but try not to eat it as much as you, right? Because it's a lot modified corn, right? Let's see. Any other questions? Thank you so much for the heads up on my type 2 diabetes. I need help. Yeah, you need help. You got to the point where changes, where you've hit rock bottom. Usually, I know when people say like a lot of people need help, but it's so many people need help. So many people, but so many people just got to the point where they're just stuck in their old ways. Like their old ways, like it's like their default state of mind. Like their default state of mind is to just not move. Not to take any action. That's my default. I've been not taking action for so long that it's easy to go back to my comfort zone. It's easy for me to just go back to what I'm comfortable with and not move. We want to take some action because there's a big gap between knowing and doing. There's a lot of people that know they need help, but it's a lot of people that know that there is a lot of doing involved as well. And they're stuck with a decision. They're battling in their mind right now. Should I move or should I stay comfortable? Should I grow or should I stay comfort? Grow comfort. And most of the time in today's society, the comfort wins. The comfort wins. So when the comfort wins, you'll pass away at the age of 25 and they won't bury you until the age of 75. What do you say about organic or non-organic? Organic as much as possible. Eat organic as much as you possibly can. It's about what you do most of the time. Definitely you want to get the dirty dozens. The dirty dozens, things like strawberries and berries, you always get those organic. Like bell peppers, you want to try to get those organic as much as you possibly can, right? Because these are a part of the dirty dozen. Yeah. So eat organic as much as you possibly can, but definitely do not ever go to the store and go to the strawberry or the berry section and you get the regular strawberries. Do not get those. Get the ones that says organic. Why? Is because the traditional berries are the most sprayed crop that there is. The berries and bell peppers are the most sprayed crops that there is. Spinach too. Get spinach organic, because these are the most sprayed crops that they're sprayed with. What you're saying? Sprayed with insecticide or Roundup, basically. Like the seeds are modified. Now today's seeds are so modified that they will resist the insecticide. That's how they make the seeds now. The seeds when you plant the seeds, it is built in such a way, genetically modified, to withstand so much insecticide that it's not even funny. So that's why they can spray the hell out of a strawberry. Like they can drown a strawberry in insecticide, like a whole freaking water faucet full of insecticide on it, a whole hydrant. That's how much they spray it with. So do not get that's why they call it the dirty dozen. Okay, berries. Is just meal plan or do we work out too? It's all about the 2 weeks is all about nutrition. The 2 weeks is all about nutrition. Now, again, this is what I am a health coach and I coach people past the 14 days. But in the 14 days, here's what I want you to do. The 14 days is all the way up. You just join the 14-day challenge. That's it. Now, if you want to work further after that, it's totally your choice. But I just want to show you what happens in 14 days. Now, we start getting into the workouts and all that stuff when we start getting later. But in the 14 days, we're just focusing on your nutrition. That's it. So we follow one course until successful. Follow one course until successful. That's what it means to focus, folks. Follow one course until successful. You want to join the 14-day challenge, use that code reset 20. We're going to get out of here in 4 minutes. We're going to get out of here, folks. That's a reset 20 is the code. Let me see. Any other questions? How do you feel about farmers markets, veggies, and fruits? Again, I just talked about the organic versus the what's the name? The traditional ones. All right, farmers market fruit is going to be a whole lot better than the fruit that you're going to get from, say, like we got some grocery stores around here, and they'll be like, fresh produce. You go in there and be like, there is nothing fresh about that produce that you got right there. There's nothing fresh about it. You know, you see the signs, fresh produce. You go in the store and you walk in, you be like, that is not fresh produce. Okay? Thank you. We speak again. In the UK, you can hardly see organic berries, all grapes are seedless. In the in the UK, can you hardly see organic berries? You can hardly see organic berries. All grapes are seedless. We are not in control. No, we're not in control. We're not in control. And we ain't in control in the US either. It's going to be a battle. That's why you got to have determination. That's why, right? That's why you got to have determination. You got to be determined to go outside of your way so you can be healthy. Because in today's world, they try to make it as easy as possible for you to be unhealthy. As easy as possible. Yeah, easy as possible to be unhealthy. Are smoothies made from frozen fruit, protein powder, peanut butter, and almond milk good for you? Let me see. Frozen fruit, all right. Protein powder, peanut butter, yeah. Almond milk, that's a good one. That's a good one, right? Because, yeah, that's a good one. You got some fruit in there, but you got your fruit. But here's what you got with your fruit. You got some clothing. You got some proteins, and you got some fats. So that's good. That's good. So do you prefer buying veggies in farmer market rather than buying at the store organically? Either way. You can go to the store and get it organically. It doesn't matter whether you go to farmer's market or the store. The point is try to eat it organically as much as possible. Whether you get it from the traditional store, if they have a little organic section, or if you get it from the farmer's market, right? It just totally depends. But that's it, folks. We get ready to get up out of here. I told you we're here at 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. 7:15, we come on. We start setting up the studio at 11. But 7:15, we come on to 11 a.m. Central Standard Time every day. You got any questions? Send me a buzz. Send me a message. You want to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge? You want to do anything? You want to take some type of action? You're like, I want to join the challenge, but I don't know how. I don't know where. If you want to join the challenge today, folks, it's the last day because we ain't gonna be here. We got new deals next week. But right now, today's code is reset 20. We're not gonna be here tomorrow. We'll be back Monday. We'll be back live on Monday. That's it for the questions, Kelley. Okay, bye, Kelley. Thank you so much. We'll be back live on Monday, but here it is. Last thing, how to get out of here, the quiz. Oh, let's get this thing to 25,000 before we get out of here, man. But bebop that screen, get that thing 25,000. Much as you can. Click right up here, and then click on my picture again. Check it out. Here's the quiz and the masterclass, where all the goodies are. Quiz, masterclass, where everything is, folks. I'm pointing you in the right direction. That's where all the goodies are. Quiz, masterclass, 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Everything's free. Only thing you got to pay is attention. That's all you got to pay is attention. Only thing that's not free is the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You use that live discount code, reset20. Right? That's the code. That's today's code. Use that code today. Because it's not going to be the same come later, but it'll change. But today it's reset 20, and that's going to be, I think it's the last day of reset 20. But other than that, folks, I'm gonna get y'all up out of here. I'm gonna leave y'all with this. I want you to learn to take extreme ownership over your excuses. That's what I want you to do. That's it. Because it's choice time at that point. Well, what kind of choices, Kelley? The choices that you make every day in your lifestyle, stress management, activity, eating, sleeping, all that stuff. It's your lifestyle first. Like I said before, it is your genetics that set the stage. Genetics, they set the stage. But it's your lifestyle that steals the show. So I want you to think about it like this. Genetics set the stage, lifestyle steals the show. So when we're born, we look like our parents. But when we die, we look like our choices.